Sometimes it's hard to explain how you feel when your troubles are weighing you down. And it's hard to accept that the world has your back when you're crying. There's no one around. But it's okay, girl, to take a day, girl, to regroup and to relax your mind. I know your pain, girl. Trust when I say, girl, that tomorrow is gonna be alright. Breathe. Nobody said it'd be easy. You're working hard to take care of your baby. And the way the world's set up, even when you make it up, you got to keep it moving. So it's okay, girl. And take her to regroup and to relax your mind. I know your pain, girl. Trust when I say, girl, that tomorrow is gonna be alright. Just breathe. Just breathe. Drop down. I know you're tired of chasing with the world on your shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. I know you're tired of struggling. Oh, yeah. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go.
Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. What up, family? It's your girl, JustPatrice. Live with JustPatrice is officially in the building. Welcome to Monday. Y'all know how we get down each and every Monday right here, 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on blowradio.com. It is a pleasure to be with you all. You could be anywhere else, but you opted to be here with us today, and I greatly appreciate you for that. You know, we are celebrating March, still the last Monday of March of 2024. And we are celebrating the last day for us online here with Women's History Month. And some women have come through throughout the month to hang out, talk it up a little bit. We had some great conversation last week. And today will be no different. So I hope you guys are ready for some good conversation. Of course, across some couple T's and dot some I's. Reminding you, if you are watching the show, then you may very well be on social media, which is Facebook. You could be in my personal page. You might be in one of the other business or content pages, which is great. Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm glad to have y'all. And you might be in the blowradio.com group. What up, family? How y'all doing? What's going on? You could very well be on the Calm Wellness pages, as we are here at Calm Wellness Services in this beautiful establishment in the multi-purpose room at 33 North Green Bay Avenue It is an extreme pleasure to be able to be here and be able to offer this podcast and any other things that we do here. But if you'd like to know more about our services, which I'm sure you do, because who doesn't want to know about how to be as well as they can be all the time, whether it is through physical touch, energy work, or the power of sound, we can get you together, plus a few other major things that we got going on. Go to our website. It's Welcome. That's WELKALM.com. Like welcome, like welcome, welcome. All is well. Okay, that's not true. I was going to say all is welcome, but that's not true. That's not true. And the views and opinions expressed on this show, I swear that's all me, fam. And I'm just saying, we have boundaries and standards. So we want to be able to provide the best care possible for suitable recipients of the type of service that I and my partner Tree have for you. Now, here's the deal, though. Guess who joining me today? Shock and awe. Shock and motherfucking awe. I'm just saying, I ain't gonna call it right this second, but I'm just saying shock and awe in the building. I just wanted to say that, throw it out there. We're all on the same page. If you're listening to the radio show, and of course you are tuned in to blowradio.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you could be listening and tuned into your awesome internet anywhere else, but you opted to be here with us. Hopefully you are following my YouTube channel, which is cool because, I do a lot of weird stuff over there, but, don't worry about none of that. Don't worry about none of that. Maybe your Instagram. Let me jump over here real quick because I always forget to jump back to Instagram. And while I'm doing that, I just want to do that and say, hello, Instagrams. Hello, Instagrams. Glad to have y'all join the conversation. Shout out to Tarsha Arthur. What's going on, Tarsha? Hey, baby. How you doing? Glad to have you join the conversation. Alana Taylor, hey, Patrice. Tell Chase, he said, Chase, Alana said hello. He's down here chewing his jacket to hell. And so, yeah, that is done for you. Make sure that if you're logging in, make sure you say hi so we can say hi to you back. But we are here to have some great conversation again in honor of Women's History Month. I happen to be joined by two and then coming of some great young ladies that I am very fond of. It's a pleasure to work with them, a pleasure to talk with them. And I love when I see sisters working together. Networking is a whole thing. How do we build? How do we grow? You know what I'm saying? How do we become our greatest selves? We network with other people. We sit at the feet of those women who have gone before us and learned as much as we can. Plus, we do some research and shit like that too. But I'm just saying the best way to learn the thing is from the people that's doing the stuff. You get what I'm saying? So you engage them and you ask questions and you share your talents and you allow them to gain the respect for what it is that you have to offer and bring to the table as we have all come into ourselves. And so we want to show you guys and present ourselves as a whole. So you kind of grasp a little bit all of that. Shout out to my little brother, baby boy, Lord Rudy, with this shirt MKE made me. This is his brand. So when y'all see me rocking it, shout out to Lord Rudy, who probably talk shit in my inbox in about 5 minutes. And I'm okay. Prince Daniel has requested to join us today. And at some point, I'm sure he'll be sliding through. He's going to run into a whole new experience today because today is for the ladies. It's for the ladies. So we hear y'all. Make sure you say hi to chime in. And we can go on and get right to it. Am I sneezing? Yes. Thank you. I knew that was going to happen. So as we get ready to go get to all the things and do all the stuff, I'm going to invite these young ladies to take a moment and grab their microphones. As the microphones are on, this should be two. Yeah, there you go. They're on. Turn the button on the microphone. No problems. No problems. No worries.
Do like you do.
You can if you need to. I might check it, but you're welcome to mic check it if you need to. If you feel like you need to sink into the 1 2 1 2.
I'm not gonna touch the work. I know you.
Knock yourself. I need you to not be scared of that microphone though. Go on and put it by your mouth, fam. It's close enough. That's no. They gotta be able to hear you. They
Right
can't
here?
even see you.
Right here.
Yes, that's all. She said.
All right.
Then she whispered. She got closer and turned her voice down. Come on, man. I need the volume, G.
It's your world.
I need the
your
volume,
world.
G. Come on,
Right
give
there?
it to me.
Is it good right here?
Let me see.
Right here.
My check
Thank
1
you.
2
Right
1
here?
2.
Yes.
Okay.
Amen. Amen. Look. You do your thing, God. You do it, don't you?
Thank you.
Yes, God. That's it. That's it. And you're gonna be doing like this the whole time. I know. Just try to get comfortable with it. Lean into it a little bit.
Why are you exposing me?
Nobody even knew which of y'all I was talking to. Now you respond. Nobody sees you. They don't even know which of y'all I'm talking about. See what I'm saying?
You don't have the
I'm already knowing. I'm already knowing. It's just settle in. Take a couple deep breaths. Some agua. You know what I'm saying? Some high quality H2O. I see we got the black labels. You know what I'm saying? We out here with the full color labels. I'm out here drinking pH balance water up in here. That's all I'm saying. So just ladies, go ahead and say hi, introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are. So that people get a good feel of you, and then we'll go into some detail, just a general overview of who you are and what you do.
Okay. I am Katrina Tree Friend. For those who know me by my social media name, I am Patrice's co-partner with Calm Wellness. And I am a Reiki master teacher, an integrative health coach, and also a sound therapist. So that's me in a nutshell.
Excellent. And young lady, you are who?
Yes, hi. My name is Tanya.
What up,
And
T?
what's going down?
Mhm.
And my business is called Just For You Catering. And that's that.
Just for you catering, and you
Social
make
media. Oh, yes. I cater any types of food and desserts.
Mhm. Do you have a specialty, a focus?
Oh, my specialty is my smacking chicken and my sweet potato muffin.
See,
Yes,
that's what I'm
ma'am.
talking about.
I
See?
had some of them. Them was
Oh,
good.
Thank you.
People
Thank you
need
very
to know
much.
about the things that you got going on. The only way they're gonna know is if you tell
Tell
them.
'em. Amen.
You know what I'm saying? This
That's
is who I am. This is what I bring to the
Mhm.
table. Since you frozen a hell of blurry, service ain't servicing. That is terrible. That means that what's the name of that company? Spectrum
Mm.
is out here acting a whole ass, as they have been for who knows how long.
Mhm.
Understand? So I'm gonna hope that it'll kick in shortly, and then we can go from there. Quality a little fuzzy. Okay, I can't do nothing. It's internet. There's absolutely nothing I can do
Mm.
about that. I know people be like, it's fuzzy. This is not analog television, and you can't adjust the
You don't got
antennas.
no
Not at
antennas.
all.
Ain't no antennas to adjust. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is yell at Spectrum, which I will do. But thank you guys so much for telling me. Thank you so much for making us aware of that situation. We'll hopefully it'll clear up and it'll smooth out for us. That'll be great. But until then, we'll just chop it up and have some good conversation, and hope you guys can grasp what you can. And if not, I'm sorry. So sorry. Not really, because I can't know my part. And apologize for things that I didn't do. Shout out to Aziza Courtney and Jules Divine for chiming in. I appreciate you. So look, let's just get right into it. So usually this is Mondays, and on Mondays what I do is we have good conversation about women's health.
Mhm.
We definitely talk about entrepreneurship. We
Mhm.
talk a lot about communication issues and how to better make sure that we are understood,
Right.
as not so much that we've been able to say what we need to say, but you want to be able to make sure that you're able to
Two-way communication.
interpret exactly, like people that you are easily interpreted.
Right.
And a lot of people end up on the other side of it with well, it's not my fault. It kind of is. If you are speaking Mandarin to people who don't speak Mandarin,
Right.
you absolutely need to find and it's your point that needs to be disserviced. You got to find a way to change that, and then that's kind of what happens a lot with between parents and the children,
Mhm.
significant others, spouses or what have you. Sometimes between friends, or co-workers, whatever the case may be, there are things that come up and you like, how do we make sure we're on the page before we lose our cool? Because
Right.
sometimes we'd be like, I can't believe this, and dot, 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 dot. Let's look at the whole situation though. before we, lose our shit, because there's a situation to be observed here. Is look at all this stuff. Now, if they're just being belligerent, trifling, unconcerning, disconcerting the whole 9 yards, that's one thing. But sometimes it takes at least one of the two to be willing to say, let's just pause for a second.
Right.
Something is off.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you have these types of obstacles in your communication, what do you suggest for people? Like, if you are just pick a scenario, whether it can be, you can choose whatever and then offer a little tidbit.
Well, I mean, as business partners, we can talk about us. Let's
do it. Let's do it.
No, but honestly, I think a lot of that is you're in your head and you're making assumptions and you're assuming that somebody is going to think about something or take something in a certain way.
Right.
So what happens is you go through a whole ass argument in your head and you try to work out scenarios where you've already fixed a problem that isn't even a problem because you haven't even communicated that.
Okay.
I am notoriously guilty of that whole suffer in silence, but perfectionist and want to go off and fix stuff and not let there be problems, especially with people that I care about.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I didn't handle the whole irrelevant ass situation in my head that has nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and having uncomfortable conversations and not having things fixed automatically.
Right.
And being willing to sit down with somebody from scratch and kind of like figuring those things out. Like I said, I'm notoriously guilty for that. Like if I come up with an idea and I'll be like, Patrice ain't gonna like this. And then I'll rationalize it and then I'll talk it back and forth in my head before I even bring it to her. And she don't even know that this is going on.
Yeah.
So by the time sometimes I get to her, it's like a whole ass miscommunication. And I didn't took the it's like that girlfriend that make up shit in their head, like, baby, I done had a dream that you was cheating on me. And then the man like, what? Like, cheating? What you talking about?
It all in your head.
Yeah, it's all in your head. Like
so how do we circumvent some of that? Because we already know that that's learned behavior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For whatever it is,
from
whatever
trauma.
From the trauma that we experienced coming up and maybe someone didn't receive us wholeheartedly or wasn't willing to listen to or wasn't open to the idea and or that children are seen but not heard type shit.
Absolutely.
From even from what different layers and that, how do we, once we are aware of that, do put things into place to start working like in the other direction of that? It's
all about, at least from my perspective, the steps that I've taken, it's all about calling yourself out on that behavior and stopping it as soon as you recognize it, right? Like the minute I think like, oh, Patrice hasn't, then I need to go back and check myself and say, well, you haven't even brought that up to her. You just cut it. Just stop it. Stop that train of thought right now. Think about something else. Or if I need to go down the line even further of, well, why do you think that? Well, why are you even trying to handle this on your own when you have a partner that you can talk things through with, right? But honestly, it's all about self-awareness and being able to point those things out in your head to yourself when it happens. I mean, there's plenty of times where I look crazy arguing with myself and shit because I'm trying to figure some stuff out. But
I believe all of us do that.
Right. Like,
absolutely.
We need to like take time to figure it out, assess like where does even any of this foolishness come from? You know what I mean? And then act on it from there.
Right. You definitely just mentioned that it's a lot of trauma.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And being able to be self-aware. I think those are some beautiful points to make.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And to be able to get into that. And a lot of people miss those, just the idea of it. You know what I mean? And nobody is 100% on deck about everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's always room for improvement across the board.
And you could get a lot of feedback
You know,
from
a
that,
lot- a
right?
lot
Like,
of
you
that.
you can take something, develop it, and even grow it to be bigger and better by having those conversations.
Right.
But a lot of fear and perfectionism kicks in and blocks us from having those, transparent and, quite frankly, open conversations.
Indeed. What's your take on that, Tanya?
Don't be shaking your head. They said you
I
got to
back
speak
you
too.
Backing her up is fine. Backing her up is
I
fine.
know what you said.
She's like, yeah, everything she just said.
I was
Everything-
just going to say that.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Mhm. Yeah, her right here, she said it. I find she just do the thumbs up to official. How did you know? Yes. Indeed. Do you feel like, she mentioned that we do a lot of self-talk. Do you spend time doing more positive or negative self-talk?
I am a very positive person.
Okay.
So I really meditate a lot. And meditation for me brings a lot of positive energy because I don't like to be around nor hear negative energy or negative talk, should I say.
Right.
But yeah, I like to bring a lot of positive energy into the room where I'm at or just with me by myself.
Okay.
And that's just who I am.
Excellent.
That's
Try my
awesome.
best to bring positive to people. Like if I hear you or I see you feeling some type of way or just looking at you, I can feel some negative to you. Start can I get a hug? And then I'll make you smile and I talk to you, make you smile. And I just try to bring that positive into that person. So yeah, I'm a positive person.
Absolutely. I love that. And I see like you're a little ray of sunshine. I see that from here.
Thank you.
She's like, I am. I know the sky is gray, but there are rainbows.
But you know, though, I
Yes.
can be negative, but I stop myself once I feel some type of way. I'm like, oh wait, hold on, girl.
Again,
That's
self-awareness.
awareness.
Self-awareness.
That's
Yeah.
better than a lot of people. I will fully admit that I am more positive than everybody else than myself.
Yeah.
I do not like in my head. I am attempting to, and I'm trying to get over that. But self-care has not been my thing throughout the years. Right. And honestly, I feel like that's why my purpose is here at Calm to teach others to learn from my mistakes. You know what I mean? So yeah, but in my head, girl, because I'm always thinking about what could go wrong so I could fix it. That is. That's what I'm saying. Like in this head right here, like
it's fighting yourself.
Yeah, it's a constant fight. But I got everybody else though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everybody else is taken care of. So I'm getting to a point where I'm trying to switch over from that to bring that positivity not only to others, but to myself as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Good try. I love that you're honest about that. What up, Sarita? How you doing, Mama?
You know, I'm doing wonderful. Blessed.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Blessed, highly favored,
Yes,
all
come
those
on now.
things, you know.
How
They're
about
extremely
it?
tired though, but you know, it's part of the work.
Come on
You
now.
know, so I
Come
just
on
gotta
now.
have that harmony between it all. So
Absolutely.
hey everybody, hey everyone here, love y'all.
Just a quick heads up. Mini bio, Sarita Valmont. Come on, run
I
for
am
me.
chronically resilient.
Yes,
He is.
AKA that's what she said on another particular station, WJMR Jam 98.3.
That's
Great
right, that's right.
advice.
You know, just doing all of the things and making sure that we are covered because our community needs as much support as possible.
Come on now.
And we've been overlooked for too long, and that time is over.
Indeed.
As long as I'm
she
here.
in fight mode like a bug. She like, and then, but what's gonna happen is
Because what we're not gonna do.
What's gonna happen is we winning. Okay. Okay. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. How was your Women's History Month? Like, how did you celebrate it? What did you do?
Well, one celebration was I had my 4-year business anniversary was this past Thursday. So
hey, congratulations.
I am chronically resilient, had a birthday. So she's heading into kindergarten. You know, she's getting out of preschool.
Yes,
you know, she got her pull-ups on, so she's getting potty trained and everything just fine.
Absolutely,
so yeah, so that was one. And also too, I think I was really reflecting on my family history
Okay.
and looking at how, looking into my own particular, quote unquote purpose. And seeing how I have really been an interrupter and being able to kind of continue the things that my ancestors were trying to start, but weren't allowed to just based off the conditions that they were in.
Get it, girl.
And so now that I've recognized that and had a lot of wow moments, I'm like, all right, this was put on me, it's in me, and I got to go ahead and continue moving forward with that.
Listen, with everything that we've talked about, like last week you were here? We talked about some of the things you had going on with dealing with transition and like passing the mantle,
Yes.
and in the family dynamic or whatever the case may be.
Right.
With that happening so significantly during the month of March, does that and because you're so aware of these types of things, whatever, does that kind of, I guess, trigger, encourage, or set to mark like, I'm definitely on deck now, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? Does it make you feel like definitely? Is it empowering or is it enabling?
I would say it's all the above, to be quite honest. Because even like, for example, I was doing the gathering this past Saturday.
Nice.
And I sold out of some of my products, which was beautiful and it was bittersweet. But then I was like, wait a minute, I still felt like some heaviness on me. And when I came home and sat down, I was like, oh, it was the 7-year anniversary of my mother's homegoing ceremony. And so I'm like, that's what that was. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and accept that and receive that and being like, knowing that you were with me. And then even this morning I woke up with some heaviness and I looked outside of my backyard and my neighbor's fence, there was a little fat cardinal just sitting right there. A little chunky cardinal. So of course I started crying because I'm like, there you go, I'm seeing that you sitting telling me again that I'm right here with you, because I was like, I'm tired, Lord. I said, can you just continue to keep me covered? I said, because right now I'm feeling a little weak. Like I just need to get some rest. And so that was a beautiful moment. So just to say, I feel like things are coming full circle.
Nice.
Most definitely.
Nice.
And
do
allowing
you celebrate like we celebrate other other holidays and things like that.
Yeah.
Did you either you intentionally make an effort to celebrate or honor Women's History Month? I mean, if not, don't feel no kind of way about it. I'm just saying, were you conscious of that in any kind of way?
I was conscious of it, but it wasn't like, I celebrate women every day.
Right.
So when it comes down to celebrating Women's Month, for me, it was more so of just calling my sisters them every day and telling them I love them. That was how I was celebrating my aunties them. That's how I was celebrating it. But it wasn't like, I'm celebrating Mother,
like a Mother's Day or something.
Right.
It wasn't that. It was just, I'm calling you just to say I love you, girl.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you, Tree?
Hindsight being 2020, I should probably make a better effort to put something for Women's Day, especially for my daughters, right? I'm pressing them, like you said, like every day to me is a Women's Day, right? Because again, I am a woman. And then when we move forward for the positive benefit of other women, right? So I kind of carry that with me every day. But as far as like a whole Juneteenth celebration for it, I think we might do that. I think we should.
We might.
Why not?
Yeah,
We should do a whole parade.
Yeah, but I think we also a little tired though too, because we are the planners, we are the ones that are a lot of the doers and everything, and so that also can turn to some decision fatigue and everything as well. Because I was definitely feeling that this morning.
Do you hear me?
Like
all the things, all the stuff,
Right.
All the stuff. And I asked that because just as simple as making a phone call or reminding your daughter how amazing they are. You know what I'm saying? These are things that we do all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily something that we have to lock in a special day of the year for. You know what I mean? Because you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that like someone was asking, and I don't know which post or meme or whatever, how come there's no men's history? And I felt like, is this a joke? And I'm like, it's history is men's history. You know what I'm saying? And so because all of up until and through, It's all been about man and
Right.
what man
Absolutely.
and men are doing.
Yeah.
So it's okay that you have to refocus and highlight on a particular group of people.
Yeah.
And so that, but I feel that way also about anybody's history month
Yeah.
or certain sicknesses and awarenesses or
Mhm.
where there's cultural celebrations
Mhm.
because if you live in a society where the dom is the norm, you get what I'm saying,
Yep.
then you have to point out what's not being no different than any other relationship. Sir, ma'am, what we're gonna need to do is remember that that wouldn't even be a thing if such and such had it.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Dot, 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 or whatever. And I
Yep.
think that as a society, American society, and I'm gonna say that we forget that y'all didn't just wake up one morning and be like, oh, we're gonna have this great dope ass country. You get what I'm saying? And don't you fucking fled
Mhm.
from you get what I'm
Right.
saying, from where you were being treated horribly,
Real talk.
only to come to a place where you bamboozle and run amok
Right.
on some folks
Yep.
Mhm.
and then pretended that you were the superior of the connection. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to be real mindful of my words.
Right.
You then pretended you were superior enough, and then stumped out everything that wasn't yours. Like you did that on purpose,
Right.
so that the only thing that would be relevant would be you. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, from a point of view that says, I'm the perfect example that says, hey, this all my shit now.
Right.
This me now.
Right.
It make fucking total sense.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm not condoning it, but no different than if we jack a hashtag. I say this all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I jacked the shit out of JustPatrice.
Mhm.
I'm sure there was some young lady who was like saying, I'm JustPatrice hashtag right before I even thought of it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? When hashtag was fresh, and I was like, you know,
Mhm.
I know that you got that going on. I'm so sorry to do that to you. But yeah, when the reference come up, it's probably gonna find me now.
Mhm.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And so it makes sense, especially from a perspective, if you're a marketer, from a business perspective, if you're looking to, if I need to be what you remember.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like we go into relationships, all that shit that happened before me, done, fam.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's all nice. It's all me. It's all
Mhm.
me right now. We change furniture, change
Right.
curtains. Well, we just gonna clean this up, put a little something here. But niggas switching out toothbrushes, all
Right.
kind of weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? To stake a claim.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm saying that just so we all on the same page.
Yeah.
I know why it happened,
Mhm.
but it's necessary, and even in those moments to be able to say, that's cool, but let's keep it 100.
Yep.
What happened was,
Right.
Mhm.
and first of all, you didn't find shit.
Right. It's been here.
It's-
You happened upon.
Right.
You didn't find it. You happened upon.
Right.
Well, look at here.
Mhm.
Here, not
Right.
oh look, we find this. That's what it should have been like. Yo,
Mhm.
did it break it out? Because it was already here.
Right.
No, nothing was here before us. Lies.
Let me,
You
put
get what I'm
this, let me
saying?
put this flag down real quick.
Real
and
quick.
Claim it.
Sorry,
known.
they don't work like that.
Mhm.
But I also think it's important to understand that, like, when we start talking about the women's history, a lot of people talk about immediately go to slavery or they go to quote unquote inventions.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And for me personally, like, this is a part of women's history,
Mhm.
having these types of conversations so that one, y'all network if you haven't already, and that you learn from one another if you haven't already. You get what I'm saying? And that now you've taken not only your family traditions, but your sense of knowledge, your education, and you shared it, and now it will move on, it
Right.
will live on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those are types of things that that's what I be
Yeah.
wanting to celebrate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to celebrate how you spending time with your daughter and you talk about all the little different things, and these are the nuances of tree, and then this is how I move through these things, baby girl, while you're figuring it out.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Here goes some, some tidbits that mom had. That shit's so dope to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because how else do they become so magnificent?
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They learn. And mom, how did you? Like your baby girl makeup down. Like, let me
Right.
figure out how to. Like,
And I'm sitting there like, go
please stop
ahead. I'm
using
like,
my stuff.
but then also too, I'm like, please continue, because then when those days come where I need somebody to do my makeup,
Who gonna do it?
you
gonna do
trained.
it.
You are already
You
trained.
are
Like,
right.
thank you. I'm training you. You don't
She
even know
said,
it.
"You all right with me? Good looking. Why you been up here getting all this free practice, yo? Let's go and see what you got going on here." So what do you feel like, any of you and all of you, is one of the, let's say, most influential? Just name something to me, because I don't want to take away the value of anything. You get what I'm saying? Because I believe everything you've imparted is of value. That's just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's a shoe tie, a color coordination, whatever, a recipe. Don't use that salt. Use this salt.
Right.
Whatever the case may be. Tell me some things that you've imparted, whether it is on a sister friend, to your children, you get what I'm saying, and or something that you received that you feel like is legit.
Drop perfectionism.
Okay.
Let go of perfectionism and just be okay with being yourself. Fear is a big motivator for everybody nowadays, and we rarely even talk about it, but that's what a lot of things stem from.
Okay.
You know, we go hard at our jobs, especially if you work a 9 to 5, because you're afraid of loss. What happens if I lose that loss?
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you got to look a certain way. Your face got to be beat when you come out, except when you 40. I'm learning. I'm turning 40 this year. I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Not a
damn.
Not a damn.
It does. It definitely does.
Not
Like,
now. Nothing.
like 38, 39-ish, it really starts to come through. Comes in.
You will be hit. You will be hit.
Yeah.
Point of views change,
Yep.
but especially when
correct.
you are younger, you hold yourself to just like this certain thing where it's all so much pressure, so
Come
much
on.
anxiety, so much fear. How do I let go? How do I move forward from this? And then you end up in your 30s having strokes. You end up in your 30s, high blood pressures, obesity, all the types of lifestyle diseases. I think that once we can let go of that, and I teach this to my daughter, right? Like
Okay.
A's and B's, yes, that's the shit. But that C that you worked so hard for, I like that even better, because you bust your ass to get that.
Come on now.
And that's okay. So take a breath. It doesn't have to be perfect all the time, right? Especially as Black women. We always feel like we gotta outclass or outperform. Well, you know what? I'ma just chill and be me, and y'all about to get what y'all get, because
Get this work.
y'all about to get this work. 'Cause y'all gotta pay me either way. If y'all fire me, y'all still gotta pay me.
Back.
I'm like, unless you want to go to court,
Yeah,
we can go ahead and go that way too. And I'm gonna still make y'all pay my legal fees now. You may have me come out here.
Come on,
do
man.
this at the same time. Like you started this. We could have ended this a long time ago, but you chose not to.
Could have been done. Could have been
But
done.
you want to go this way.
That's not to say that we shouldn't work hard or put our best foot forward, but we have to find a balance to say, okay, this is enough, and I'm okay with being me. I don't have to put on all of these work masks. I don't have to, be a trained monkey to do all of these different shits for people. I could just be me, and be me is cool.
Yeah.
So
And I feel like once you accept being you, you're not gonna worry about what nobody else say.
Exactly.
And that's where I'm at.
exactly.
As positive as I can,
Yeah.
and as I am, I really
I just be blessed. Ain't no need to argue. Ain't no need to go back and forth. Is we gonna do this or not?
and that's my gym. I mean, I've learned from being at a young age, growing up, or just seeing how some family members or friends treat certain people in our family. I kind of mentally just say, you know what, I'm gonna not be around this group, and I'm gonna allow myself to be over here and teach, like you said, your child, right, your daughter. I show my siblings how my mom been gone for it'll be 5 years in September. So for me to be the oldest child, I learned through what I've seen. I try to teach my nieces them not to be that person.
Yeah.
So that's my gem of me just trying to stay positive and create a whole different environment for them and to learn and to teach them to treat people the way that they want to be treated, not what you
Absolutely.
see in a bad way.
Absolutely.
What about you, sweetheart?
I got you, because you know I can never choose. So one kind of goes, because the one I have one, and I'm gonna go over to. I'll go with the original, and I'll go to the next one. So the original one I have for myself is faith.
Mm.
I didn't like, from the things that are going on in my family right now and kind of talking to different family members, I didn't realize how much faith my grandmothers in particular have. And and I say have because energy never dies.
Absolutely.
So they're always still around me and everything. So
Absolutely.
listening to like my cousins and things like that, my older cousins talk and say, hey, your parents are praying for you.
Mm-hmm.
Your grandparents were praying for you to come through.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know when or how, because my mother, and long story short, my mother was told she couldn't have kids.
Yeah.
And so my parents are married close to 20 years before I was born. So my one cousin was telling me how my grandmother, my dad's mom, the one I happen to look like, used to go to church every day and light a candle.
Mm-hmm.
And would pray for my dad, pray for my mom, but in particular praying for unborn grandchild and saying, I just want to see my grandchild, and my grandchild's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, she had hundreds of other grandkids, but just particular because of my dad and saying how much love my dad has in his heart and everything, that'd be wonderful for him to have a child. And so being able to hear that, and similar with my grandmother, my mother's mother, same thing. And that's a whole little tumultuous, relationship there. But, just seeing all those things and then realizing that they put that into me and put that on me and that I'm always covered. And sometimes I have to remind myself of that and have those moments, because I understand that there's a lot of things that have happened that were trying to pull me away from that and pull me away from my destiny. And so now that I'm seeing that and I can reflect on that as an adult, I'm like, wow, like that's so dope. Like when my cousin told me this, I was crying.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never knew the story. So when he was able to go ahead and share that with me, so he's like, because he's about 20 years older than me. So he said, when I first got the opportunity to meet you, he was like, I saw you. He's like, he's like, not just because you light skinned, but he's like, you a little light. He's like, you really are a little light. He's like, I used to watch you just bopping around and everything, just doing your thing. And he's like, your parents just let you do whatever. And he's like, and at first I was kind of jealous of it, because he's like, you just do you. But he's like, now I see how that's like culminated now into you being an adult and how you are really just do you, person. And I had to explain to him though too. I said I had to go through a lot because I had a lot of people talking about me and saying things about me
Mm-hmm.
that I wasn't aware of. Like even like I will say, like any insecurities that a person has, they're not actually your insecurities. They're the things that people are projected out onto you.
Yes, ma'am.
And so to be able to go ahead and learn and recognize all that, where now I'm like, why was I feeling this way about myself for 30, 40 years?
Yeah.
And then sit back and be like, dude, that's because somebody else felt that way about themselves. And now they're trying to put it out on me.
Absolutely.
So
Embrace your weird.
The song to be sung right there. The song
Right.
to be sung right there.
Right. So that part there. So then that kind of goes into what, Tree was just saying, like looking at societal standards and things like that. I PP on society. I poo-poo on like how they're trying to like, make you go in and be like, oh, you got to look like this. You got to look like that. No, I don't. No, I don't have to do this the way that, that's corporate America, all that kind of stuff like that, 9 to 5s. Don't get me wrong. If that's your, area, that's cool.
Right. Absolutely.
But for me, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that now, like I'm having, people reaching out to me and doing different things and stuff. And it's because of my authenticity.
Absolutely.
It's because of me being me, and they're seeing that. And I'm the same person you meet me, whether it's social media, whether it's here, I'm the same person.
Absolutely.
Like it's not changing. And I also have my boundaries, and I let people know too, like, hey, you ain't got this line right here. That was cute that you try to cross it. Absolutely. And I know you already have I know you're a habitual line stepper. So I'm gonna let you know right now, we're gonna do that.
Not habitual line stepper.
We're gonna keep it right, right here. And just remember that. And that karma is also a real thing too, that if you want to do these different things, just remember it's going to come back onto you in the long run. I'm watching a lot of karma coming out on a lot of people that have done certain things to me, and also other people in the line of fire as well, where now it's all coming around. But going back to the children in society and everything too, I'm really trying to teach my children that they can and will and are going to be whoever they want to be. Don't let other people try to stop you. And even when it comes like the grading situation and stuff like that too, I just tell them, I said, I want you just to do the best you can.
Absolutely.
Don't, try to remove that pressure. And it can be a little difficult because I parent different than my ex-husband, which is, it's neither here nor there, but I feel like it's also allowing my children to see other aspects as well, too, to understand that everyone's not the same.
Right.
You're gonna, someone's gonna approach you this way or that way. You now know how to move in the
Right.
world
Absolutely.
moving forward, because I'm not
And you
always
have options.
Right,
on how to
absolutely.
move.
You have
You can
options.
go to the left, you can go to the right.
and you can stay out in the middle.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
you want to go
Yeah,
ahead
yeah.
and do. You can dangle off the chandelier, but just be careful.
Exactly.
But
Listen, you gonna bounce.
Right.
And,
You can
Exactly.
have
Yeah, you might, you might be like that, but it's like being able to like look at all those different pieces and just be like, hey, here you go. And I feel like I'm interrupting some of the cycles that occurred in I know I am interrupting
Yeah.
cycles in my
Absolutely.
family. And that's why there's a little bit of, apprehension and stuff on myself. But then I have to take that step back and be like, nope, you now have the evidence that's showing you that you're doing what you have to do. I don't believe in failure.
Mhm.
I believe it's just, it's lessons that you're learning, because how can you fail at something you've never done before?
Absolutely.
Come on.
It's all those different, things like that. So that's just me.
Absolutely.
So do y'all feel like now, as you are adults or whatever the case may be, do you remember this type of talk amongst your parents?
No,
Oh.
because when we were
Absolutely.
growing up, we
No.
grew up in survival mode.
They like,
No.
Absolutely.
But that's the
No.
thing. Like when we grew
Generation.
up, it was survival mode, right?
Correct.
Everybody had to do what they had to do to survive. I honestly, with my mom, and I couldn't be the person that I am right now without my mom, but the level of survival that she has put in me was
Mhm.
ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
I was 11 years old
Mhm.
doing fucking resumes, had my first job at 11 years old.
Mm.
We all had to be latchkey kids. There were no
Mhm.
remote work from home options.
Absolutely.
of that
Right,
sort,
right.
right?
Mhm.
So our kids have it a lot more gentler than we
Oh, yeah.
have it,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
had it,
And have more.
and have more,
Mhm.
right? At the same, and it's a double-edged sword
Yes.
with that, right? Because
Yes, it is. I'm glad to hear you say that.
Mhm.
on the flip side, like my daughter, she want to go somewhere down the street or some shit like that. Like, who you going by?
Right.
Right. But if that was me, I was down the street, around the corner,
Mhm.
over the hill.
Just
all of
be
that.
just be home by the
be-
time the street lights come on. That's all I
Exactly.
ask
Yep.
of you.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So it is a double-edged sword. But I mean, I don't think either way is good or bad. I just think it's a way. And I think that we have to adjust as times adjust.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I love that, as we have matured in this generation.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That of course now there are labels to levels of toxicity we would have never even been able to
No.
to
It was
understand.
normal.
And
Right.
It was
whatever
normal.
the
Yeah.
norm was, now it's a
Yeah.
clear, even in the normal, when we thought it was normal and we knew some shit went right.
Right.
Like
Right.
this,
But
like
you
wait
can
a
put
minute.
your, you can put
That's
your finger
right.
on it.
You was like,
this ain't
What?
right.
That ain't
I
right.
don't know if this is supposed to be okay for everybody.
Perfect off the cut example. I was watching Home Alone with the kids around Christmas. I swear to God, dude, uncle,
my goodness.
he was calling
Right.
all sorts of dumbasses and all that.
Mhm.
If I wouldn't dream of that. Like now with my kids, like it would have been a problem. Like I
I
would have
wish you
dragged you
would.
out the
Right.
shower.
I really
Like,
wish
I don't
you
care
would.
who you are,
Right.
but like how we interacted then and how we interact now is just completely.
Well, see, the
different.
great thing about that is we were Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
For real.
Being talked to like that shit.
Right.
We were Macaulay Culkin,
Right.
and we was like, okay, but what you not gonna do is talk to my kids like that.
Right.
Because I know what that sounds like, and I know what it made my mind do.
Right.
What you not gonna do is that we gonna step right in. We gonna step in immediately and
Exactly.
shut that right on down.
Yep.
So, the fuck you.
Sir, ma'am.
You know what I'm saying? So the
Absolutely.
things that we have learned and in this, coming as our coming of age,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And then taking these things and putting them to practice. Don't get me wrong. Again, there is no absolute right or wrong.
Absolutely.
Scenarios are different. The variables change often.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So we do the best we can with whatever it is
Yeah.
that we have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just pray that we continue to do our best The same way that y'all say, that's all you want from your children is to do your best. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sometimes life shows up.
Mhm.
And life, that's definitely
all in capital
life,
letters.
all the capital
All
letters.
capital letters.
You know what I'm saying? Throw a couple exclamation marks, some asterisks,
Right.
whatever the hell. Life be doing the thing.
Emojis,
You
and
know,
emojis
everything
behind it. All
Be
of
like,
Hands
come
and
on
everything.
now. Come on now. And so what I'm hopeful again of all that, and I'll come back to the life be life and thing, is that as you are teaching your children that these things happen and these scenarios come about, and they have the walk is easier. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they have access to things that you did not. You know what I'm saying? As parents, you did exactly what y'all supposed to do.
Right.
Be providers, make sure that there were no backstepping in this, but we all for progression around these parts.
Absolutely.
Do you find it difficult though to eliminate? And we're talking about just the generation that come about to eliminate the concept or just even the inkling of, excuse me, let me get the right word. Finding balance. That's the better word in entitlement.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's a thing like there are things that you are fucking entitled to.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I remember all I gotta do is make sure that you got a roof over your head, some food to eat, and that you are
Clothes on your
not
butt.
in harm, and you got clothes on your back. I remember I'm like, first of all, why you gonna talk to me like that?
Right.
Okay. I know, baby. I got it. Thank you so much, Chase. I got it. Thank you so much. Thank you. We got it. Thank you so much, baby. Thank you so much. There we go. Yeah. So I think about that part. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? But when now all the luxuries that we were considered, quote unquote, that were considered luxuries when we were growing up are kind of necessities for not all of them, but some of them, like legitimately, not everything, but some of the things are necessities in order to operate in this life. How do we draw these lines though?
And this is the space where my kids get on my nerves at.
Okay.
And this one I don't like.
Okay. Okay.
It's that whole, again, with us being in survival mode, we had to work very, very hard for every little thing that we got. And then wanting our kids to have the best in the things that we didn't have. You know, we get these kids. I don't know about you, Serena, but especially my firstborn. And it's like, ooh, I want to make sure she has this, that, and the other, right? Like that work ethic that my mama put at me in 11, she 14. And I was like, what is you doing? Like, what goals do you have? What do you want to do? Like, it was funny. I was actually talking to my sister and we were talking about this. And she was like, you know, I don't think my daughter want to leave. Like, she 18, right? Like going to college and all that other type of stuff. It's like, you know, I don't think, you know, like she, like I was eating because we was laughing because she was like, you know me, I was eager to get up out this mug. Like I was like,
applying for the furthest college. How far can I go?
How far? I literally,
I was out of there at 17. I was ready at 16.
ready.
I was out of there.
I love y'all so much.
Ready. Like 17, like I literally left and went from Wisconsin to New Orleans. Cross country. Couldn't tell me nothing. So, and again, my mom prepped me for this as a kid. So like now when I look at my 14-year-old and I'm like, okay, let's look at colleges. Let's look at, you know, like where you want to go. She like, I'm like, you don't know.
Yeah, my middle one was like, I'm gonna go to UW Milwaukee. I said, huh?
Yeah. Like what?
Fam, I got residency in Florida. You don't want to go down there? Like,
Right. Like
I've established some things for y'all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, let me get that.
Leave.
Right.
Please.
Please leave.
I love y'all so much.
Not necessarily.
Not get out. Not get out.
Can you later have the
Experience life.
Right. Be excited. Like, don't you want to drive?
Right.
Like, don't you want to, you know?
No.
It's comfortable.
I'm telling you, I've been driving since I was 9.
Listen.
Straight up.
Yeah.
But as soon as I could do this, my foot
Yeah.
and my
Yeah,
motherfucking
could
foot.
touch.
Fit,
Yeah.
Can we touch?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now I know you
baby.
I was
I'm
taught,
just trying.
every day.
Listen,
Patrice was the little boy that got caught by the police
Like,
driving
right
on the
around the-
highway.
I was just trying to do hood rat things to my
first
friends.
of all,
I was just trying to do hood rat things to my friends.
first of all, my mom was teaching me. I learned how to drive. I ain't just steal a car. I didn't have to steal the car, G. I was past the keys,
My
yo.
grandfather
Don't
taught me
do
too
that.
when I was 8, 9 years old.
Baby.
But I was stealing the cars. And watch
See,
me.
she's full of the car.
That's why she popped.
Jesus. Listen,
A lot of my whoopers. I'm so crazy.
listen. See,
why she
Steph was
positive.
stealing the car. I was getting past the keys. They was passing me the keys, said run to the store. Say left.
Yeah.
Say left.
Yeah.
I learned how to
Right.
drive.
I don't feel like
Listen,
going. You can go.
when I was even smaller than that, I remember my mom had a blue Vega, and I don't even know if that car is even made anymore. And I used to sit on somebody's
Absolutely not.
lap,
Mhm.
and you know when you little and you on the lap playing. I remember doing that. Then I remember being in California in that 89 Buick. It was a Buick Pontiac. It was a red Sunbird, Pontiac Sunbird, baby. Pontiac Sunbird, baby. Listen, riding around, and she was like, "Nope, come here, teacher." And she taught me to drive from street to street on that military ass base in California. And then she taught, "Don't do it, my love. Don't do it, my love. You're so sweet. Thank you so much." And then she taught me to drive there, and she
Mhm.
taught me to drive from one exit to the highway to the next. I was in California.
Listen in the highway.
Highways, because that was the baby. Because in California, but I wasn't in the car by myself. I was in the car with my mother. Thank you very much. Who was teaching me to drive. So when I turned 15 and a half, guess who was dropping off driver's ed paperwork? I'm like, let me go on and get them.
Absolutely.
Let me here. Let me get. I need to be able to do it legally. I'm out here. I was out here. Do you hear? Listen, there wasn't no thing. I wasn't that. I don't want to drive because I don't want to go to the store. You need what you need for the store. Anybody else need anything? We out here. We out here, and I drove, baby. I did it. Like I don't mind driving now. I love over the road driving. Like I get in the car. We used to drive from Milwaukee to New Orleans like every other weekend.
Yeah,
Like it was around the corner.
Yeah.
Like we used to be like, we sit in the house chilling, be like, y'all bored? We bored. Hey, yeah,
I want to make them trips
I need
out for some hot sauce.
Listen, we was like, damn, I want shrimp po' boy bad in the bitch. They was like, for real,
Let's go.
let's go. Straight up, grab me and my cousins. Like, hey, we out.
12 to 14 hours, depending on how fast you go.
How you drive.
Depending on how you
Yes,
drive.
ma'am.
My husband can get us there in 12.
Let's go. Listen, I ain't gonna even lie. I'm gonna talk about Miss Teresa and how fast Miss Teresa get us there. We're not gonna talk about that, but I'm gonna just tell y'all, Miss Teresa, don't play no games about it, and we get there. You know what I'm saying? Right up until we get to Pontchartrain. Right up until we get to the Pontchartrain Bridge, I be mama. You just got. She's like, I ain't gonna do it. Just pull over and let me out.
Listen,
Just pull over and let me out.
my husband will gun it like one.
Not
time
across
at a
the
time.
bridge.
Yes, across the bridge, 100 miles an hour, and you just pray.
Not across the bridge.
Across that bridge.
Quit playing, Chase.
That
Come here,
bridge.
son.
My God.
At that bridge.
That's a rough one. It's still on the water. Whoever built that is some dumbasses in advance. Like that was just lacking. This literally on the water. I'm like,
Can't do it.
so did we not think about that was going to that the water level would change?
Right.
Built it.
I don't know how they built it.
Understand how they built it.
I'm just telling you what happened was. Listen, I'm telling you what happened. It was some warlocks and witches on one side of the bridge, and then what they did, and they was on the other side. And what they said was they just waved the wand a little bit and do a little blowing.
But that
And
was
guess
the
what
only
happened?
way it could have been done, though.
Fully reconstructed. Bam, 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 bam. He was like, I don't even know how. I think we was holding our breath, putting the big the support beams. I'm sure.
I just want to say another cardinal just went past and went over there. Just so
You understand? You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't even know how y'all is managing it,
Listen,
but it's a thing.
it's a thing.
It's a thing. I love to hear. Like, have you ever asked your children, or even your sister friends, like, what have I imparted in your life?
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? Tell me how you've benefited, if at all.
Look, I'm about to put this
Well,
on as a Facebook post.
How did I
You know what I'm saying?
listen?
Like, hold on.
As a just, I'm just take a moment
I'm
and
making an
process that.
assumption.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I make an assumption everything goes in one ear, out the other until I see them actually doing what it is that I've imparted. And it's
Okay.
like, oh, okay, you do. Listen.
So you're like,
You
oh,
do
you
do
did,
that.
you
You did pick
you
that
did
up.
learn it. Okay.
You did learn that.
Okay. say
My
less.
kids surprise me all the time with that. I be like, oh, so you do listen. Okay.
Interesting.
And you know how to act when I'm not around. I could appreciate that. It's just when I'm around.
Absolutely, because you all guard down. I don't got to do shit because you doing it.
Could you hear?
And I'm telling you right now, I'll be 50 in about 2 months.
Yeah.
That shit ain't gonna never change.
I'm
telling you now, Here from the perspective of the child. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just going to tell you. You understand me? It's never going to change. And whenever you come around, you got it. Okay? Until you don't. That's just keep 100. Until you don't. Because from the day for Miley, Kylie, all my babies are gonna be like, listen.
Yeah.
They do all the things. You be like, your house don't look nothing like this.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, well, yeah, because you taught me to clean it. How come you're not doing it over here though?
Right.
And you be like, because you got it, mama. But do I? You do. You do got it. I'm telling you, got it until you don't got it no more.
Yeah.
And that's they're gonna this on their minds. Mama got it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Until
you don't.
then you start showing a couple 2-3 signs, and they be like, oh.
Right. Like,
And they be like,
mama done lost her mind.
Mama, you need some help with that.
Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
that's exactly how my oldest is.
Because
Because like when she
be
get
like,
ready, she'll come around. She'll be like, "You okay?" Like, try me, see if I'm okay.
she's like, it ain't got to be none of that. I'm just making sure you straight. Because
Absolutely. Absolutely. They whisper to themselves.
Absolutely.
Mama losing it.
That do not go over there.
It's usually when I get a text message from my son, then I'm like, wait a minute, first of all, you don't even live here, sir. So that means one of your siblings done text you and say, hey, check on mama real quick. Because we don't know what exactly is going on. And then I get text like, Ma, you good? Like, I ain't talked to you in a couple days. You all right? I'm like, actually, now that we're here, and you're checking on me, let's talk. Like, you need to come get your siblings because I'm about through with them.
It's about to be a situation. We out here. And they finna be out here.
Right.
They need somewhere to go.
Listen.
Immediately. I mean, just
Absolutely.
those types of things. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's beautiful that your children, that you guys are giving your children a chance to see you be people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because we grew up not even knowing our parents was regular old
people.
people.
And
You
it was sticker shock when you found out.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Definitely.
What you?
Yeah.
I'm like, she's nice.
What?
She's a people person. She's helping people. I mean, she's a nurse, but she helping people. Like,
But
For real? She's not discriminating. You, who you
right.
laughing with? You laughing? Don't be laughing.
Right.
I ain't never
At all.
seen no shit like she's
Right.
Somebody get my mom. She laughing.
But listen, have
Yeah.
y'all ever had to tell them stories from your past
Listen.
to the kids?
I-
And did the kids be like, oh my God, what? Like,
Listen.
you don't know what type of person your parent was.
As an auntie,
Right.
just want to say this right now. As an auntie, I made it my due diligence to tell all the motherfucking stories. I was like, let me tell you what your mama did, and let me tell you about your daddy, and why y'all such and such. Oh, I'm telling it all. First of all, I'm surprised your mama's knuckles even work. As much you done wore them motherfuckers down on somebody's head. I don't even know how. Listen, she got a whole Ali bounce. You ain't never seen the Ali bounce. You better be glad, because if you ever see the Ali bounce,
You want to run.
son.
Just run.
Just run.
I don't know shit. So yeah, I'm on aunties telling all the
I'm
stories.
telling everybody.
I'm
business,
telling
snitching on
everything. I be
everybody.
like, oh, and then that one time, and then don't get me wrong, if y'all don't know, you never met my sister. Not to make it so that y'all do sooner than later. Because first of all, And she might be watching on one of these channels. Let me just look real quick before I say this.
Before you expose
Before I
her.
say some shit,
What
let me
y'all
do
talking
a
about?
quick scan. I don't see her name. I don't see her name. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to say what I was gonna say. My mama might be watching. If you tell her, that's okay. I'll just deal with it later. Listen, my sister used to make up some of the most elaborate stories. She would call me and be like, remember that time? I'd be like, absolutely not. That never happened. That never happened. Who did you? Is this what you're telling the kids? And they'd be like, so you know, you don't live in the house with the kids, so you don't hear them all the time. Then they'd be like, did you and my mama? What? No. So I'm down to. I'm just like randomly out of just a random story. My sister told my niece and my nephew that we, the duel, she and I together, ran away from home and went over by the railroad tracks, and there was some random horses. So we stole the horses. We jumped on the horse and stole the horses. And then so we can pretend we was doing a western heist on the train, and we was randomly jumping on and off of goddamn carts, the train cart thing, majiggies. No,
that's funny.
My nieces, them.
Her stories be like that though, my nigga. I'm like, sit and talk to me and tell me what else your mama said so I can debunk the lie, because I don't know what else did she say. Baby, story time. Okay. And she's so serious about it. My sister called me one time and was like, I'm so mad. I got mad real quick thinking about it. She was like, breath and all. I was like, you just talked to her. I was like, what's wrong? I just left the doctor. I know you just left the doctor. You know what happened?
Wrong? Yeah.
This fool said she had shaken doja. Exactly. I said, you got what? I got the shaken doja. So sick of her. And it happens when I'm like, well, how the hell you get some that sounds so stupid? Because what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? Is this fool gonna tell me it happened when your sister don't make no caramel and she's supposed to, and because the glucose in something.
She had it laid out. She had it laid
Say out. No, for real, Montreal, go get me the those pills off my. You got the story and her fucking husband be on deck.
Yeah, co-signing it.
Yeah. I'm like, for real, bro. This what we doing? And I said, she be laughing. Not a giggle, not a sniffle. Do you hear me? Nothing. And then I'll be like, goodbye. Just please got the phone. She's like, no, I know you wasn't gonna believe me. I know you wasn't gonna believe the kid. Not a kids think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's a thing. It's real. Because it's real.
It's real.
And I am being a bad sister.
Yeah.
And so I Googled, of course.
Right. Like for just in case.
She did right.
You know.
Shaking doja, and I had to call back, and of course I cussed a lot. And I was like, "Why did you do that?" She was like, "You dumbass, you left it." I was like, "Oh, this is what we're doing today." Say less.
Right.
Game on. You little shit. You game on. So that's how we spent like our childhood. We grew up. I had dolls and stuff. I never learned how to play in their hair and things because my sister cut off all their heads and flushed them down the toilet.
See, but
that's
it. And she's younger, right?
Oh yeah, she younger than me for sure. And so just we all on the same page. I got the whooping of a lifetime. I want to say this now. So dear children, do not attempt what I'm about to tell you right now. Okay, if you are listening and you are you're underage, do not do what I'm telling you that I did. Okay, yeah, what you do, Patrice? What? I had to respond, and she needed to know that I meant business. That's important. So I hog tied her to the bed, but I forgot to gag her I didn't get that far fast enough. I had arms, foot strapped to the bed, strapped to the whole bed, like straight hog tie, but I hogged her to the bed. Like the whole string of the rope that I used went around the whole bed that she was on. And tied her hand and her feet together. I mean, it was a full or a twin, so it was enough so I can get it all done while she slept. While she slept, and she woke up. Of course, she did a little twist because I stood at the door and I said, "You gonna be late for school? You want to hurry up and get up?" And she started moving. She's like,
Like I can't.
and then of course I forgot to gag her. So she said, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
And I couldn't get her untied fast enough. Just let me just tell you that Teresa earned every bit of title that she got that day. Mama, I'm so sorry, Mama. She was like, "What did you do to my baby?" Because you know she do you when you're the oldest,
Oh yeah.
and she's not.
What you do?
What did you do to my your baby, ma'am? Let me tell you, first of all, I'm the first baby.
Like your
Let me
baby's a
tell you
heathen.
what this heathen
Right.
What brought me to this?
Right.
Let's talk about what's most important. What's most important right now is let me understand how I got here.
Right.
You think I just randomly pull it out of my butt? I didn't. She deserves every bit of it. It didn't go well. It did not go well. I'm just saying right now, it did not end well. Miss Teresa was not playing with me. I just want to say that right now. It was not playing with me. All of that to say is that all of those experiences make us. You get what I'm saying? They help to define who we are, how we see certain things, the liveliness of it, the jokes, the laughing. You get what I'm saying? And I'm so thankful that y'all give y'all children a chance to see you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know like life out here doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I had no idea of some of the hard times we had. Teresa was cold.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so you learn these things and you learn to treat your children. I'm already knowing your Teresa was a beast because I see you. You know what I'm saying? So I see
I'm
you.
gonna thank you on behalf of her.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I see you and I know how resilient you are and how quickly you find solutions. You know what I'm saying? And how solution oriented you are. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just about randomness. You know what I'm saying? And how intentional you are in the decisions that you make and how hard you work to study and grow and to learn and to build and just be. You know what I'm saying? So yes, kudos to your mom. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But definitely kudos to you for being able to learn these things. Because some people, I'm just gonna leave it on the pause. Some people aren't able.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And as women, who and a lot of people give us a bad rap. Like we get a really hard time, especially in this day and age. And like to the point where you see us a lot of memes. The world is the way it is because like look how women messed up this or look how women messed up that and we did this and we effed up this and we effed up that. Like it's happening
like
all
women
over the
kill
place.
chivalry, stuff like
You
that.
understand? We kill chivalry. The reason that their fathers aren't in the homes, that's our fault. The reason that nobody's responsible, that the dads are not good parents, that's our fault. The reason that they are lacking emotional intelligence, that's our fault. All the things. You get what I'm saying? As to why anybody else is full of fuckery, y'all pay attention to that. We get blamed for it all.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But my only question always goes back to you, right? And Homer makes his point every time, and it's non-debatable. I mean, I can't argue it. When women and their children are raising children, and their children are not doing well. Okay, they're either dealing with the police, dealing with some other issues or whatever. I'm doing this by myself. Ain't nobody help me. You know what I'm saying? And it's your fault that this is whatever the woe is me story that comes across the board, and all the things that offer a generic excuse as to why this is happening.
Right.
But when the child is succeeding, that's all me. I did everything, and the same concept. The way he was explaining it, okay. So I don't dispute that at all. Shout out to Facebook user that just said hi. T. Arthur Archer, I got you. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna read your comment. The reason we fall into those little lines, but I have to say this all day. Some of the job that was handed off to us, and I have to say this is Patrice, this is my statement, and I take full responsibility for it. Anybody else that like to comment and views and opinions expressed, ... Okay, absolutely, we did not make every decision perfect.
Right.
And there were some fallout to some of the decisions that we made. No, we were not, and crossing T's and dotting I's on everything. Sometimes some things fell through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you have to do all the motherfucking jobs, I'm not just saying it, all when you had to do all the jobs,
Mm-hmm.
all the jobs, my job, his job, her job, their job, okay, something is bound to be fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
Okay. And am I making excuses for the lack thereof? No. I'm just looking at it for what it is. You get what I'm saying? And so for the women out there that are feeling defeated because they dropped the ball, because they didn't get across all the T's, that some of the I's went undotted. You understand what I'm saying? It's okay that happened, because shit happens. It's what you do in the aftermath of it.
Absolutely.
That is the most
And the recovery.
It's the recovery of that.
Mhm.
How can we move forward? Not only to make it so that we don't again, you get what I'm saying, but to make it so that the detriment, we're gonna minimize loss, minimize damage.
Yeah.
How are we doing that?
Forward.
Mhm.
Say it again, sis.
Failing forward.
Come on now.
Mhm.
And in those situations, you get what I'm saying? Sometimes we get to the position where that is what we're doing. You get what I'm saying? And that is what's going on in our lives. You know what I mean? And the society's influx of failures are tossed in our laps every day.
Yep.
And
Yes, ma'am. Go
I
ahead.
said like failing forward, but
Mhm.
then in my head that didn't even sit right in my spirit, because
Okay.
a lot of times it's not even failure. It's just a lesson learned. You try some shit, it didn't work out.
All right,
then
so
what
it's
do
like
you do?
next.
It's what are you gonna do next?
It's what do you do next?
But also processing it though in the in between
Come
as
on.
well, because sometimes we'll have a habit of just continuously going and we're not actually processing. So it's like we got to process number one,
gotta
what
think.
happened, and then like, okay, now because everything is situational, now we got to go ahead and see, okay, how can we apply this lesson in the next situation, if it needs to even be applied?
Right.
Absolutely.
Because that's the other part of it too. It might not even need to be. It might just be
Absolutely.
something, okay, I'm gonna tuck in the back of my head. If I see something happen again, that's looking similar along the lines, I'm gonna just keep my, keep one eye open, like,
Yeah.
all right, and then be able to go ahead and move forward with
You
it.
know, it's a thing to move in trauma. That is, it's not the greatest thing, but it happens
Right.
all the
Absolutely.
time. And if you are
Absolutely.
flailing and kicking and running and doing all the things, but you're still moving, so something it's got to give.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this with all due confidence, sometimes other people got to pick up their responsibility also
Mhm.
to make it so that it's not just your fault.
Yep.
It's not just on you. The weight of the world should not just be on our shoulders.
Correct.
If we are created to exist or coexist in a manner for success, what does that look like? How do we manage that? How do we maintain that? What are we supposed to do? We can't just say, well, fuck it, I'll do it to everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because fuck it, I'll do it to everything is the downfall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The truth of the matter, I mean, it's got to get done. Who's going to get it done? But if we sit off to the side and be like, well, who's going to do that?
Right.
I don't know. I'm not supposed to do that. But then you make an attempt to try to get it done and you fucked it up. Now it's your fault. How does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. But in a sense, too, it's all about balance, right? We also have to learn that some things ain't for us to pick up.
Right.
Right. Because I'll be the first one. Again, turning 40, right? I'm now turning 40 years old, and I'm realizing, that ain't none of my business. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Right? Like that ain't got nothing to do with me. And it took a lot of prayer for me to get there. Because one day I was just racking my brain, like, God, what I'm gonna do? I got this, got that. Then I hear, I told you you were supposed to do something.
Mm-hmm.
What you want more?
Right.
You want me to give you more?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I don't want no more problems. I don't need no other body problems. So it's all about, like you said, Sarita, learning boundaries and learning how to step back, understanding what's for you and what is a part of your purpose. I'm to the point now where if it's not a part of my purpose, then it could just fall to the wayside. I don't need it.
Right.
Indeed.
Everything.
But in every aspect. In every aspect.
With
Because-
friends,
Yeah, everything.
Come on, family, all of the things,
everything.
and it's okay. Like
It's okay.
it's
Yeah.
Absolutely okay.
But I think it's because we've been unfortunately trained that we still have to pick up all the time. And it's like, no, we don't.
Absolutely.
Because that's why you're not able to take care of yourself. Because all that's happening.
so we done went up from cleaning up houses. Now we cleaning up lives.
Yeah,
Like, man, at some point in time, we got to come check. Get over here now.
you know, just to say,
Come here.
like, that piece of the story don't have nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I'm okay. That's that person business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm sorry, it has nothing to do.
Yeah.
That's a big thing to say that we don't say anymore. I feel like we said that.
I love
more
that. That's not my
in the-
business.
Yeah.
I
I said that more in the 80s and the 90s
Come
than we
on
do
now.
now.
Baby.
Everybody know everybody
Everybody
business
business.
now.
Right. Well, that's the thing. But then that goes back to the boundaries and stuff again, too, because it's like, I don't share everything about my life. Because it's not for
Okay.
everyone to know.
Absolutely.
Because like, I'll give you the pieces that you need to get because it's part of the story or whatever we're talking about. But other than that, I'm not willingly sharing information because that's not your business.
Yeah,
and-
but
and-
that's so
Indeed.
not
Come
that's
on.
so like out of contrast to how
Mhm.
everybody operates nowadays. Everything's on social media. Everybody's in everybody's business. If they don't know your business,
They're trying to find it.
then they're trying to
'Cause
find
I just got a bunch of, I
Or
just got
they
like
working
5
against you.
DMs trying to ask me questions about stuff about my personal life. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's why you're not even a friend of mine because you over here,
That's
you in
why you
you in
not.
here,
That's
you in here in
why
the
you
spam,
not.
you in here in the spam.
You
You outside the club, you can't even get in.
That's
You
right.
on your Chris Brown right now. I need you to go ahead and stay where
That's
you
funny as hell.
at. Like, just stay where you at.
Like, don't do that, right?
Always. Unless you come and talk to me. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm gonna go to you and tell you.
Right.
So here's
Okay,
my
then,
so
okay.
here's my
Mhm.
question to that though, because I'm all about staying in my lane and I'm all about minding my business.
Mhm.
I mean, when there are people that I love that are now affected by your tomfoolery
Yeah.
Mhm.
and or your life has bled
Into
profusely
mine.
into mine, it's definitely time there's something to say.
Yes.
Okay, but are y'all lookaways? When I say a look away, you understand what I mean when I said
Mhm.
that? Like you see something, you do you see something, you say something.
I say something.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna
Or
say
do y'all believe? Because I subscribe to that. I just want to
So
say
then
that.
they be like,
But that's
"Tanya,
the
you should have
balance
to say
thing,
no."
right?
I do.
Understand.
I supposed to say something.
Yeah, like
I'm not
that's the
gonna
balance.
just say, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, I ain't gonna." No, because that was the problem when we was growing up. A lot of people say, "You know what?
Yeah.
No,
Come
don't
on.
do that because again, like those
Come
those
on.
are traumas.
Right.
on.
We hiding and throwing that stuff. I'm gonna say something. So if my
Mhm.
niece is going there and doing this, guess what I'm gonna do? Hey, let me talk to you.
Yeah.
And while I'm talking to you, I already told your mama that I'm gonna tell you this. So
Mhm.
that's just
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna turn my back on
Mm.
nobody that I care for.
Come on.
Absolutely.
No.
Well, I guess then to that point, even
Okay.
bringing that, it's the whole balance thing, right?
Okay.
It's the picking your
choosing,
battles,
yeah.
picking and choosing. Business, like overly sharing people's business just to know some people's business. No, I don't give a shit about that.
For
Right.
sure.
But if I know my girl right here, my girl right here
Yes.
got an issue,
Yeah.
then everybody know, like, I'm last resort. If I see or y'all come to me, the first thing I'm gonna do is kick down the door. Kick down the door, overreact.
But I'm
That's it. Kick down the door,
Oh,
overreact.
baby.
What behind the scene girl? I'm the behind the scene girl. I have
Absolutely.
always
The
been that
Olivia
because
Pope.
I don't want. I will kick in the doors, but I want to make sure there's nobody else in front of me or behind me to see that I did that.
Okay. But that's
Come on,
because,
come on, stealth
that's
mode.
because back in the day,
Come on, stealth mode.
for real.
Yeah.
that's because you positive now. Back in the day,
Listen, she said, I'm
That's
kicking
the- That's that growth. That's that
She's
growth.
like,
and
she's like, go
maturity.
for my life.
positive now.
Listen,
You know what? I have always been a positive person. When I was growing up, like when I was growing up,
She like, damn it, Trina, let me explain real quick.
But again, I'm still gonna kick in doors.
Listen.
She who kicking the door. She already knows. Trina who to call to kick in the door.
Listen, if I got to kick in the door, I'm gonna just call you to be lookout. That's it.
Listen.
Hey,
I mean, you gotta recognize it in other people, man.
yeah, gotta know.
Listen, I
Fool you, girl.
listen. I'm so crazy. I also wanted to mention to y'all that, and I know you mentioned this earlier, Tanya, that you said sometimes you talk to your nieces and your nephew, and you impart these things, or sometimes you see things in other situations or in other women, something that's going on, and you like, let me just go and impart this real quick. Whether you use it or not right now, it's cool. I want to, and I'm telling people all of this all day. Please do that.
You have to.
Okay, and I'm gonna say that
You
because
have to.
please do. If you see something somewhere happening in the capacity that you like, that is
That's
no
normal.
fucking good,
Right.
or that's not
That's
normal,
right. Yeah.
or it ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Normal is relative.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But if you talk about, let's figure out what that is. Say something, and I'm gonna say this because these babies, even adult women, we walking around here fertile ground. Plant the seed, yo, because it don't go to waste.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? They hear it, and then you are giving them tools to be able to make better decisions with.
Yep.
And sometimes
That's
they
right.
they don't have enough
Because
information.
if they don't know, they don't know.
Exactly. So
How
tell
they-
them.
Right.
And I'm not, and then this is, I'm gonna say this again. I'm leaning because so people understand. I'm taking responsibility for all the backlash when I talk all this shit because I'll be talking shit, and I know. But I'm just saying that if your nieces and nephews, or your sister girls, or your brother friends, whatever, were instilled with a hotline of bullshit, then we have to do what we can do to offer them countering information that will create a better, just like for the later and long one.
Right.
When you have, if I don't say nothing, I just let you go ahead and do the fuckery.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I'm like, you're like, hey, let me ask you about this. Or without imposing, without making them feel belittled, or whatever the case may be.
It's
I
a way
was
to
It's a way to do it.
Yeah.
We're not coming to the table insulting you.
Yeah,
Right.
we,
You know
and
what
we
I'm
not
saying?
going on social media
No, we not and blasting either. Let me engage you. Let me engage you one so you can respect me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know a lot of people don't think you don't just go out cussing off kids and going off left and right. If you're trying to help them,
Yeah,
you need to. You want to say something in the capacity that they can hear you. And when I say kids, I mean underdeveloped adults as well.
As
well.
Okay,
Right. Yeah.
as well. You have to
As
be
well.
able to get the whole point is to gain their trust
Mhm.
so that they can respect what the fuck you saying.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so that when they do walk away, you know that, hey, that seed is on good ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it'll grow. And then when they get to the situation again, whether they want to or not, it's a subconscious thing, yo.
Yep.
Now you check all we all subconsciously. That's why I be saying some of y'all just crazy as fuck. But some of y'all, we check our references. Before we make tools, we check our toolbox. I gotta make this decision.
Right.
And you go right in. Sometimes for some people it happen faster than others. And some people you be like, let me grab these real quick. This is a good look right here. Let me make this decision. Oh, what is that? That has everything to do with this. Let me reevaluate this decision before, I don't know. I didn't mean to set the bomb off.
Right.
Yeah.
She's at the front door. Do you check the front and see if she's at the front or back, please? Thank you so much. Just tell her to come to the back. Don't open the front door. Come here, check.
It's like, wait for me.
Unbelievable.
But you know what? My motto,
Yeah, go ahead, Mama.
My motto is really pretty much is, your word is everything. Everything you say, you must do. And you cannot, I feel like you can't talk about something you never lived. So I can't go to my nieces, them, and they ask me for advice. I can't really talk to them about something I never lived unless I've seen some things in my life, and like say my aunties, them, me growing up with them, or my mom, I can of course give them that type of advice, but I'm more of I can't talk about something I never lived. And I've been through a lot.
Look, you saying I done did everything.
I did been there and done that. Been there and done that.
I think
and seen it.
Kind of. So I see what you're saying. For the most part, with me, I speak whatever I'm led to speak to, right? As long as we have a conversation that's in private. If it's something that I don't know, I am very clear and transparent. Like, look, I don't know that, but let's look that up. Let's go ahead. Let's get you that information, and you make sure that you follow through when you get that information. You know, so I can't. I dip and dab. I used to dip and dab everywhere. Now it's just if I see something and I gotta say something, it's a conversation. It's a direct conversation because there's a lot of intent with that, right? And it's a lot of trust and a lot of building that you got to do with that. So, I mean, as always, you be careful with what you say and how you present it. But hello.
You put up, don't worry about it, Hannah. Shout out to Tiasha, who said, yes, I was also past the car keys, and I drove around the corner to 37th and Townsend and scooped up my friends and went to Coast Food Store and Burleigh. I had no problem with going to the store. None at all. We all going to the store. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Anomaly Catering. Anomalous that chimed right in. What's up, mama? How you doing? And then Facebook user also says, being in the village has gotten me into situations that shouldn't have concerned me. I've also allowed my child to be influenced trying to help. It's hard to stay out of extended family business when it comes to children.
Listen, it's
them
boundaries. It's them boundaries.
It is. And a lot of, again, like I said, sometimes we won't be able to always say this is a no or this is a yes. You get what I'm saying? But let me give you some options.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because some people and a lot of young people they can only reference what they got, what they know. This is my toolbox. That's all I got.
Yeah.
If you can add another tool, throw that bitch in there quick.
Right.
Please throw it right in there immediately and making sure that they are good on saying, oh, I don't even know. Somebody, what is this for?
Right.
Hey, absolutely. Sounds good. I'm so glad you asked that question. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then grab that and go there, because we're so quick to say, that's not my business.
Right.
That's not my kid. That's not my situation. That's not my job. That's not my responsibility. Whatever it is. And to an extent, absolutely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But again, back to that, the world is falling apart and it's all women's fault. All the messiness, that's all women. We did everything. Men don't do nothing. And we're just the damnness of the hell, the spawn that life has spit into this pits of hell to burn down any.
Yeah, because we're witches. And witches have to burn at the stake.
Because every last one of us. Come on, y'all. Let's just not do better.
Right.
Do better, and don't expect us to be Captain Saberhose. That is not our job.
Right.
We can only do so much.
Leave it to E40.
You go,
know what I'm saying?
baby.
Just leave it to it. So he
come on,
Gizza. Right.
Well, I want to be sad.
Yeah,
Not
leave it right to
today.
him.
Not today.
Like I'm solution, and that's the thing. Like with me, and I'll say this because I actually gotta leave.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm more or less, and I've learned this, going down the line, especially with my children, being solution based. Yep. Because a lot of times with a lot of these kids, they feel like there are no other options. And one of my running things I say to my children very often, especially because unfortunately my son, when he was in high school, he lost 3 friends to suicide. And so I had to really keep my hands, around him and understand and talk with him and say, hey, you know what? Regardless of the situation, there is always a solution. Yep. You might not like what the solution is, but there's always going to be a solution. As long as I have breath breathing in my body, I will be here for you, and we will walk this together, and we will figure it out. And even if I'm not here, I will impart something on you that you're either going to remember, or I'm going to throw something at you that you're going to feel it from the other side and know, like, oh, wait a minute, mama said, nah, not to do it like this. look at it this way. And whatever case that is, then you're able to go ahead and move forward. And that's something I say to all three of them, just that way they understand that, because I don't want them to feel like the only option is to no longer be here.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and I've had those thoughts myself. And so to know that, nah, we're not gonna do
We
that.
not,
Absolutely.
yeah, we not doing
Absolutely.
that. Absolutely.
I
love y'all.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
What
Look,
is
and
social
drop the
media?
mic.
Drop it on social media.
Like it might drop.
Social media.
Yes,
social
absolutely.
Media.
So I am chronically resilient on Instagram. My website is imchronicallyresilient.com, and then on Facebook, just my name, Sarita Valmond, and you will find me on all those different areas that way. So love
Thank you
y'all.
so much.
Hit
Love
me
you,
up,
God.
and I'm here.
That's when
Appreciate
you know
that.
you dope. You got 12 of them.
Come on, she
And
said
you can't
12
even
of
know
them. And then, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. You ladies good on time? Check your time. I know y'all got things to do.
I
I ain't tripping. Okay, I just want to make sure we doing the transfer. You good? That's fine. Well, listen,
Cornbread.
Tree, let's talk. Thank you for enjoying this amazing conversation.
Thank you. It was
Absolutely.
very,
Did you enjoy
very-
yourself?
Yes, I enjoyed myself speaking with all of you. It was a very much a pleasure.
So if people would like to know a little bit more about you and what do you do, how do they reach you?
I don't have that many social
Girl,
media
stop
handles.
it. That's why you're
We
going to
just
get more
talked about,
people.
look.
So where they at?
I guess you can find me. Tell them, Patrice, you can
No,
find me.
ma'am.
on
Tell 'em.
Wellness.
Come on. Come on. Yeah, tell them, Tree.
Yeah. You can find me on Facebook
What?
Patrice Francis.
Yes.
You could find me on at www.wellcom.com
Uh-huh.
at Calm Wellness.
Okay.
And if you want to experience, what is it you do?
And if you want to experience any type of sound healing, any type of Reiki healing, any type of help with just kind of walking in your purpose and
Yes.
how to tie that spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, all that
Talk
together.
your shit,
Yeah.
sis.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
a lot of times we silo it and we
Mhm.
split it up and we don't treat it as one, but
Right.
it really is one. Then feel free, go on the website.
Mhm.
Pretty soon you'll see free consultations out there. I'll be giving
Okay.
30-minute free consultations just to talk with you, see what it is that you
Yeah.
need, what your purpose is, and what you're looking to do.
Yes.
That's right.
And then we'll work
Yes.
together to see if we could get it done.
Yes.
Come on, sis. Talk your shit. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
That's what I'm saying right there. Hands down, it is a pleasure to be your partner, pleasure to work with you. One of the dopest sound therapists I've ever known. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
I'm just going to call it what it is.
Thank
And we are
you.
talking about, she's a Reiki master. She won't talk about her shit. I'm going to talk her shit for her.
I'm
You know what I'm
horrible
saying?
at that.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. That's why you got me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So she's also into just what's it called? IHP.
Yeah, integrated health. So
She's an integrated health practitioner.
So that's
Come on.
living with Ayurvedic lifestyle.
Come on.
So yeah.
And it's so many different ways to be able to find out what it is that you're looking for. People automatically assume that it's just massage, or it's just singing bowls, or it's just meditation. There are whole other aspects of changing your lifestyle so that you can live better and do better in many different aspects of your life. You should come and have a consult with Tree and find out what that looks like.
Absolutely. The goal is to look at the person as a whole, right? And I specialize in people who don't know where to start, because at one point in time, I didn't know where to start, right? So with that being said, we start with the basics. We look at what it is that you want to do, what your interests are, what your goal is, and we see how we could work you to find what it is that you want to do from there. Help you get some calm in your life, right?
There we go.
Get some calm.
There we go. Come on, talk your shit, Tree. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Please love on my babies for me. Thank you
I
very much.
will. If I don't kill them first.
That's not an option. Come on and have a seat, sir. Antonio, just you sit where she is, and do you mind coming this way, please? Thank you very much. Just sit on the table, Mama. Yeah, just sit on the table. Thank you very much for being here today. Indeed. So listen, we are also joined by Prince Daniel. Washe Wild Poetry is definitely in the building. It's a Galactic Poetry, I believe, also is in the building. Please let her sit there. Thank you so much, young man. Indeed. Are you getting ready to roll out too? Okay, so before we get them settled in, let's get you rolled out. while she's getting comfortable. So how do we reach you with what we got going on?
All right, you can reach me on Facebook at Latanya Love Perrine. My personal page, my business page is Sweet Spot Tea. And again, yes, thank you very much for having
She
me.
said, yes, thank you very much for having me. Did you
Yes,
enjoy
yes,
yourself?
yes.
Was it as
I
bad as you thought?
did. I did.
Was it as bad as you thought?
It was not.
See?
And I think it's because I don't see myself. I can,
See?
they see
Just
me
good
and hear me in the
conversation.
background. That's
And she
pretty
said,
much
hear me
I
in the
love it.
background. Hear me in the background.
Yes. All right, I love you.
Love you too. See you soon. We make it our meatloaf again, nigga. We got meatloaf. Yep. Next week, say less. Knock yourself out then. So listen. It is a pleasure. I'm actually being joined now by Prince Daniel, Prince Daniel Wild Poetry Washe on Facebook. He is the curator and facilitator and founder for Wild Poetry. He's also doing galactic poetry at this time. Has a plethora of multimedia marketing experience, great background on networking and things like that. And then we also have the CEO and founder of the Milwaukee Hip Hop Museum, Miss Antonia Anderson, is in the motherfucking building. Listen, I'm trying to explain to how dope that is. Y'all don't even. Yo, there is a hip hop museum and it's in Milwaukee. And let me tell you, I haven't been to the museum, but I see the pictures or whatever, and she got some shit, yo. How did you get this stuff? Just say hello, grab your mic, put that mic up in front of you, make sure it's on, and then go for the gusto, mama. It's on.
Okay, hello. Thank
Hi.
you so much for inviting me, Patrice.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here.
No problem. I started the museum actually doing pop-ups out in the community, like COA, Advance for Peace with True School, different organizations trying to get the kids involved. And during COVID, when everything was closed, I just started pulling out my items and going like from wall to wall to wall to wall, and displaying those items. And then I had an event that went kind of viral, and then a lot of folks started reaching out to me about the museum because I kind of like really stumbled on it. I really didn't have a visual or anything. I just started pulling my things out because I really like the hip hop culture era from the 70s on up to about 2000. So
she got on a whole a Letterman jacket and a bamboo earrings. Y'all playing with me. So let's just
yeah, I brought a few.
let's
items
talk
just to
about
show
these
you.
pants though.
Oh, I'm trying to keep them.
Come on, tracksuit. Yes. Dude, this is Bam. I'm gonna take a picture. I swear I am. Soon because y'all missing it. Y'all missing it. I know that is not.
Right. So I brought a few things. Normally when people come to the museum, they can walk through and see. So since I'm not in the museum, I thought I would just bring a few things to show some of the things that I have in the museum. So I don't know if you want me to pull them out, you want to touch them. It doesn't make
If
any
you can
difference.
pull it out and hand it to me,
Okay.
Joe.
Go ahead.
Just hand me. You already know what I want. Just let me just touch it. Give me the tape. Yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So these are 8-track tapes. So I want to try to bring some of everything that actually started. That's actually a Sylvia Robinson 8-track tape. That's before she was into hip hop. Back in the day, she was with Mickey Baker, and then she was out on her own. And then, once she discovered Sugar Hill Gang, that's Sylvia Robinson and the Sugar Hill Gang.
Crazy, yo. Like, hold on. Listen, like, okay, I'm gonna show you this time. Y'all see that film right there? This so classy. Like, so okay, do you have not with you, but do you have an 8-track at the place to play it?
Yes, I do.
Do it work?
Yes, it does.
The fact she has
Now-
an 8-track is wild.
Right now,
That
This
is
do you
wild.
listen? I'm so geeked right now. Look at this. Dude, it's got 4 tracks on here. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all listen to these little 3-minute ass songs. You understand what I'm saying? Her first track on here is total time is 9 minutes and 2 seconds. Okay. And then you got another one that's 9 minutes and 7 seconds, 9 minutes and 1 second, 8:58. You get what I'm saying? That's 3 to 4 tracks per segment on here. Listen.
That's when music was music.
Listen. Oh, I bet it sounds so rich.
Well, you know what? I really don't play them because if you know about the 8 tracks,
Yeah,
that's
you
why
gotta be mindful so they don't break.
Yeah, that's why they went out of style
Let me just
quickly.
handle. You see, I'm barely touching it.
These are harder to put back together than that cassette.
Then the cassette, for sure.
Yeah,
You pop the cassette open and then roll the tape back up, put a little tape on it, and know you're gonna have a little you might have a little skip in the tape, but just bust it down and put the tape on it, double side it, and we going.
Right. So I brought a few other items.
That's crazy. I'm still throwing at the 8 track. Like my dudes used to listen to the 8 track when I was a
don't know
kid.
if you remember the empty wrap cards.
I just watched a meme yesterday that said the first African American or Black music group to ever play on MTV was who?
TLC, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
It was?
It was not. It was the young men. I can't remember their name. They sang Pass the Dutchie. Pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side. That was the first Black song played on MTV as it was initially set up for rap. Not rap, for rock music.
Exactly.
And that genre of music, but multiple like mogul entities were saying to them, if you don't start spreading, sharing the wealth around, allowing other genres of music to be heard, we're gonna cut you off.
Exactly.
These are not what you call like baseball cards, but with hip hop information on it.
Right.
Is this the cool? You see, I'm scared to touch them. I'm touching it, but I'm like, come on, man.
You can touch them.
Come on, Queen Latifah.
International History Month. I brought the ladies,
Yes, Queen Latifah. Look at that, yo.
UNITY.
That was her. Before Dana was like, she done decided. Listen, come on. I follow Roxanne Shante right now on IG. Look at her. Look at old Shante doing her thizzle. Look at her card, yo. Y'all don't know nothing about this. This is and the condition of these. Do you see it?
It's the crispiness.
Listen.
Of
Look at her. This is Terry B. I'm sick of this.
Well, she got a record over here.
This, like an album?
Yeah.
Right.
Look at this. These are in such great condition.
Right.
So you have this at the
they needed
at the
to
museum?
be in plastic, but I kind of just grabbed them because I'm like, okay, it's Women's Month. Grab the girls today. So that's
do you see that? Oaktown 357? 357 get loose. Sorry, y'all don't know nothing about BNGB and 357. I do.
Listen. Listen, 357 was cracking when I was
got a little that juice and now you know he's with. The juice is gone. The juice is gone. I'm sorry. What else do you have?
I used to get in trouble for listening to songs I wasn't supposed to when I was a kid.
You said what?
You know, growing up in the 80s and the 90s was a little bit different. So when we listen to certain music, like now we kind of like, man, that's tame compared to what you hear now. But back in the day, I would listen to some of that stuff. I was singing. My mom was like, "What is you saying? The what is what?"
It's levels to it, sir. It's levels to it. We wasn't saying our coochie is pink and our booty holes brown.
I know that. I know.
However, we was saying, girl tonight, and they was straight moaning on the track.
Exactly.
Et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean?
What else you got in
that bag? Okay, and I will say this: it looks like I was reaching to grab a cassette because we know everything popped out the cassette, but I guess I must have left it on the table.
Let's do the grab cassette.
I know you got one at home, but I did grab a 45, and that one's actually a Sylvia Robinson. But those also were the ways that they started playing the music back in the day on the 45 7-inch. A lot of kids don't know that today.
Listen, I know what a 45 is. I do, which is why when Al Green released a full album, but he did it in the green vinyl, I snagged it. However, what I also have been looking up is that there are several music artists nowadays that are putting their shit on vinyl and they're using colored vinyl. Bomb. Some of the most beautiful stuff. Oh, who had that album? It was yellow. It was Bananas. That's the name of the song, Bananas. But the album was yellow. And I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna look it up because This is taking
Yeah.
me so far back. Let me tell you, this is when we talking about B-side. This is it. This is A and B. This is flip it over. This is actually the B-side. This is the A side. But I'm just saying, this is when we talking about those B-side joints. This is what a B-side joint is.
Yo, that's what
my little
DJs
heart.
were DJs
You
too.
touching my little heart.
Right.
My goodness, this is a whole 45, yo.
Right. And you know, the 45s were like, okay, suppose they didn't want to play the whole song. It was just like one classic.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people did get the 45s
Say
before the
less.
albums, and they were least expensive.
Singles.
Yeah.
It was the
singles.
original
Right,
singles.
Right.
Yes.
Okay,
Come
moving
on
along.
now.
I apologize. I
What you
I
apologizing
left,
for?
I left the cassettes. I pulled
What?
the cassettes out and let them.
That's
We're gonna
okay. You
pull
had
out
a whole
the
VHS.
VHSs.
Listen,
we
I
all
listen.
so grew
That's
up
how I watched
on.
TV back in
Right,
the day.
Right.
Look at
Back
these are
in
just
the-
the boxes. I'm
Yo,
glad
he
you
got
don't
my
got the
favorite
tape.
movie.
Queen of the Damn.
No, Poetic Justice.
Really?
That's my all-time favorite
First of
movie.
all, let me just tell you.
One,
no offense,
Tupac
Janet
is
and
my
Tupac.
Tupac
No
was my
offense,
favorite
no.
actor and rapper as a child.
This shit though,
Mhm.
this movie, like I'm not trying to be funny. Let me tell you how Aaliyah showed her ass.
No,
In
one,
this
that movie
movie.
was cold. Aaliyah would be like the world's biggest star right now. If she
Exactly.
was still here, and
Yes, she
I
would.
stand on that
She
because
would.
her light was way too bright, way too bright.
Mhm.
And I will go as far and like I will own all of the beehives that come to me, but I guarantee you it probably would not be a Beyonce at all if Aaliyah was still here
It probably wouldn't have been no room for that.
Exactly.
because she was too big. Like
it,
I
it probably
mean,
wouldn't have been no room for that.
singing
Exactly.
skills, acting skills, just the person that she was. Like,
Okay.
no, he gonna sniff, like sniff, sniff. Yeah, that's the pup cue right there.
However, this movie,
Mhm.
Poetic Justice, and I'm gonna say this all the time. When I reference how not to talk to men and what example of what is fuck around and find out look like,
You talking about the scene where Regina King gets smacked
baby.
with the
Every
about
time.
Chicago?
Every time because she pushed all the buttons.
Every
And
last
all
one
she
of
had to
them.
do was say, my bad, and walk away.
Mhm.
And she could have said, you know what, I'm done. And it'd have been nice and smooth, but she didn't. Not
didn't.
only did she tell him that he was a broke, busted down ass nigga,
Yeah.
and that his sex was trash.
Yeah.
And she immediately followed that up with, and that's why I'm ma'am.
Mhm.
All the buttons. Oh, you were what line did you want? What shit did he respond on? You weak. You don't call him weak and brushing them weak ass ways. She handled him, and he kept looking at her like, okay, now, but what you saying though? But we still together, so stop acting like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you still in your oh, are you fucking somebody else?
That was the kicker.
And you disrespectful. And don't get me wrong, this is Patrice, and I'm gonna say this again. I
There's
do not
never reason to pop
condone.
anybody.
Keep your hands to yourself,
Exactly.
but baby, keep your mouth quiet. Sometimes you got to learn. You don't push all the buttons.
All the buttons.
And she lucky he only slapped her. He should have pummeled her.
Right.
Because some niggas would have just started pummeling.
Right. Right.
And then they got mad. You weak. Why you here?
Right.
You lucky he only slapped her.
Right.
Like for real,
Right.
for real.
Right.
Like
He
that.
should have shook the shit out of her.
Because
And
I'm
be like,
like,
I don't know who told you that this was okay, but it ain't.
I'm positive if that wasn't a John Singleton movie and it was real life, worse would have happened.
Right. She probably would have been, you know, you know.
You understand? She'd have been
gone.
gone. She'd have been missing them.
Gone.
They was on the streets,
Right.
and it wasn't a movie.
Right.
And had she had done that, I don't know about the baby, somebody would have just blessed her.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And changed her whole speech.
Right.
She'd have
Man.
need therapy
Right.
Listen,
immediately. Would set it off.
listen.
Right.
The amount of trouble I got in for
Man.
ordering that that VHS when I was a kid, I ordered it right along with Rookie of the Year, and I tricked my mom and my grandma. I told them that the movie was about poetry. They knew that I was into poetry, right? But it was not about poetry. When my mama decided to watch it one day, when
Poetic Justice?
yeah, I lied. I was in middle school. What did they offer to do? I was gonna tell them the truth. not it was 10 movies for $1, and I was like, my favorite movie is here. You think
Dude.
I'm not finna order that?
Look at this.
It was, trust me, it was worth being on
This
punishment for
movie
3
was-
weeks.
Was it?
And the
Did
ass
you get to
whooping.
watch it?
Yes, listen, I watched it before I got in trouble.
Okay, good. So you had already seen it.
Yeah. I watched like 4 times before my mama decided to watch it. She was like, why does boy keep watching this movie?
It was going on.
Listen, the quality of these containers, and I be on shit like that. Like, what is the quality of it? Because sometimes we got stuff and it just wasn't well taken care of. You get what I'm saying? Not gangstresses.
Right. It's Lil Kim.
Cut it out. That's what I'm saying. Lil Kim, Mary J. Blige, Shaka Don, Champagne. Quit playing with me. Listen.
And I haven't watched that.
She done brought
You haven't
out-
watched that one yet?
Right.
Don't watch it on the VHS so the tapes don't lose its little oil on it.
Right.
It's a 90-minute movie. Come on, y'all. That's all the details is right on here. This is so crazy. I love it. I love everything about this. I love this collection. I could only imagine like what she got over there. Is that a boom bap?
That's a mini boom
This is
box.
like a hip hop comic book. A lot of people don't know they have hip hop comic books as well.
Absolutely. Let me hand you this really quickly.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yo, I remember when I first met Antonia. Why you looking at that, man? It was when we was doing wild poetry, and she decided it was one of the last shows, at the Sherman Phoenix last year, and she hits me up. She like, I own a hip hop music. I'm like, that's you. Bet I was gonna let her van for free, but she decided to have to give me money for it. I was like, that's cool. And it was such an awesome thing to see the things that she brought just to be there and just to display her wares and talk about it. And I've been a follower ever since because I had no idea that it existed until you contacted. Right. So when I started looking, I was like, oh, this is dope. She got all kind of stuff. So it was something really awesome. Every time I get a chance to see you pop out, I'm always excited to see the new stuff because this is things that I haven't seen. This is really dope. You really just took my childhood and put it right in front of my face 32 years later.
Right.
Yo.
See, I'm older than you, so I'm surprised you even remember.
I'm 42. A lot of this
So
stuff I
your parents
remember.
they must have still had some around.
I mean, when it comes to the 8 tracks and stuff like that, like those are still being used when I was a kid.
Really?
You got
Well, I
things
mean,
like-
he's 43.
Right.
no,
I'm
no.
surprised.
Yeah, but when he was a kid, that's probably was just
Yeah,
barely. They was on the way
barely,
out.
yeah.
Remember
They was
they
on
were
their
in the
way out.
cars too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
there was
always
my
had
mama
a
used to
car.
listen to them in the
Yeah,
car.
they were in the cars.
She had an 8-track player in the
Okay,
crib.
okay.
Because you gotta think we grew up poor. So like not like it took us a little bit of time before we started transitioning over to certain, the newer technology. Like even when I remember we first got like our first normal VHS player, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a whole thing, man. Like we grew up with 2 TVs, one for the sound, one for the cut, or one for the picture.
Right.
So just seeing all of it just kind of take me back. I'm like, man, the world was different. It was a way safer time. It was a more beautiful time. Like just seeing this right here just took me all the way back to growing up on 21st and Court. As crazy as it was over there, it was a good time living.
Listen, I'm gonna just tell you how I'm so emotional right now. Like legitimately speaking, like just looking at the picture originally and then looking at it and being able to name the people just from the picture, like I felt some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And just looking at the back, the condition, it's crazy. You get what I'm saying? But what I'm talking about, like they got a funky index, which means that everybody that's in the book is referenced in this book alphabetically towards the back of the book, right? It's like the index. It is the index, but this is how you find different artists or different people in here. Listen, Madonna is in the hip hop book. Y'all know the background on it. I'm not gonna front her life like that. But I'm just saying Madonna, Mos Def, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Salt and Pepper, Schoolie D, Scott LaRock, Slick Rick. You get what I'm saying?
Rick the Ruler was that dude. Did you know this dude used to pre-write his rhymes and then record them later with beats that he heard like 3-4 years later?
Yes.
One of my favorite MCs of all time.
And a lot of people don't know about Scott Rock. They don't know the story about Scott Rock. He's
Absolutely.
the one who actually founded Boogie Down Production.
That's right.
He was a social worker,
Mhm.
and actually KRS-One was homeless at the time, and D Nice, I believe, was too. So he met them and invited them down and gave them a certain amount of time to record some music. And he just spoke on this too. KRS-One did, and he gave them like, okay, go, and they did it. And then shortly after that, he was killed because something happened with DJ Nice, and he went to try to speak and calm it down. And he was, someone shot him from up above in the head. He didn't even know it, and he, you know what I'm saying? And then that's when KRS-One, Boogie Down Production. But yeah, he actually was the founder.
Yeah, so I didn't know that it was something that had to do with D Nice, but I do know that there was a situation and he went to go, like he was helping.
Stop the beef.
Yep. And I do remember that.
Unfortunate, yeah.
Sweet Tea, stop the game. Like, listen, Ice Cube and Ice T, Islam, Africa, or Africa Islam for sure. Kid and Play. Let me see. DJ Kool Herc is in Kumo D. Listen. Yeah, I'm just saying, like this is what I remember. You get what I'm saying? And I remember all of these people. And when they were actively performing and stuff, whatever, I love the way that they had them portrayed. This is
it's actually
Rick Rubin.
4 of those books. So
okay,
it's like 1 through 4. That may be number 4.
This is number 4.
So it starts off and breaks it down in every
and how every
book.
little
Yep. Yep.
This right here.
Yo, that thought.
Now notice Fat Boys with the raccoon hat.
Yo,
Someone just sent me one. So now, and I will give my shout in for, like, if anybody wants to donate anything from back in the day, the history on the raccoon hat that they were wearing. So I'm trying to collect that, like the fashion part of it. But yeah, some history on the raccoon hat. I know that Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett back in the day before all of us wore them. But that's kind of what they got the foundation.
They did, and they used them some of the
right.
references in their style. Yeah.
Right, and it wasn't just them wearing it back then. I know Usher was wearing them. A lot of other people were wearing them.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you.
Is that Rick Rubin?
It is.
Oh yeah.
And is. You get what I'm saying? What I'm looking for, and I've been coming across or whatever. Let me tell you, the award-winning series continues, is what it says. The rise of pioneers like Dr. Dre and Def Jam record. This volume introduces new players to the game: Will Smith, Salt Pepper, Rakim, Biz Markie, and many more. And this is the 84-85 edition. Listen.
So just think now, the alleged 50 years when they're just now getting recognition. You know what I mean? They're just now. I mean, they've been out there, but now they're really in recognition. And some of them didn't get any money even back in the day. Some people did get paid. Some people are just now.
Right. Some people are just now getting paid. And they were literally doing what we did with poetry. You get what I'm saying? For the free 99, they created an entire industry, a whole genre of music, a genre of entertainment, because it wasn't just the music.
Exactly.
For free 99.
Hip hop
for free 99
became a way of life worldwide. Yo, it's not even just like music anymore. Like from the dress to the talk to the walk, everything. Like it's literally pop culture. It's literally the popular culture of the world. When there's nowhere you can look right now, 50 years later, that you can't see across the world that has not been touched by something that started in Brooklyn.
And you don't see any commercials that's not utilizing hip hop's
No,
burgers.
it's everywhere. It's everything and everybody. And how, so we start talking about founders and we're talking about women's history and where it came from and who had the biggest voice and who had the biggest impact. And though we know that we had to put up a fight to have our voices heard, even in this industry, like everything else, baby. Let me tell you, they showed up. I loved when they showed up not having to emulate men. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And not having to be hypersexualized either. There was a very fine line, and some of them sisters was like, "I'm not doing that shit.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
doing that."
Right. Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you get what I'm saying? Latifah, they was like, "I'm not doing
Right.
that."
Right.
Look, you want to do what? We hear what you're saying.
Right.
That's nice and all, and we know that sex sells, but these lyrics gonna sell too.
Right.
These rhymes gonna rock too.
Right.
And I'm colder than some of y'all.
Exactly.
Don't make me.
Exactly. And Queen Latifah's mother was always near. You
Mhm.
know, some of them, you know, they were sent off. Like you take Usher, he was sent off to the camp. You know, Aaliyah, he was, you know what I'm saying?
And
But Latifah's mother was always there, present, monitoring her career. And then I just have a few other things again for Women's Month. You guys, you know, it's very hard to find female.
oh my God.
Female things anyway.
Is that the whole TLC crew?
This is the whole TLC crew.
Is you? Holy shit.
This is Chili.
You know, they got all their money.
Listen, this is T-Boz, and it is T-Boz. Do you hear me? When you think about infamously what they had, what they looks and their styles were, this is her. And look at this. Come on, left eye. And a lot of people didn't even know that why she wore that mark under her eye. You get what I'm saying? And they talk, it's like, well, that don't make no sense, whatever. This is what it looks like when you represent your man in the public without having to put a tattoo on your face.
Wow.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't. What is that football player she was dating? Name
Andre Rison.
Andre Rison.
Andre Rison.
Right. She was dating him. That's she burned his house down.
Right.
And then put it in the
Right. I'm
song.
getting ready to say
And then
it
she
was
just
a lot of
it was a lot of
moving
they
chairs
had a
in
lot
their
of stuff going on.
relationship. Yeah.
They had a
They
whole
did.
toxic
Yeah.
relationship.
Real toxic.
Right. But
Right.
that swipe under her eye came as a homage to him. And a lot of people was like, well, they don't have to understand it. You get what I'm saying? Like these are their signature looks. And I love that this like
She wore that under his eye because he wore football patches under his eyes to keep the sunlight out.
That's right.
Right.
That's exactly
But I
what she
kind of
did.
think they
exactly
both
what it is.
were going.
They
They
was
both
slow.
were going. You know,
We know that we know there's a little slow rocking.
Yeah.
And she did burn his house down because he was
Yeah,
acting a
she
whole
did.
ass.
Yeah.
Well, he cheated on her multiple times.
It wasn't just the cheating part. He was an
Everything, yeah.
ass. And because of that, she was like, guess what? I be the one that keep the flames from rising to the
a
top.
lesson that sometimes let it go.
How cute.
The fact that she put his name in the song to make it rhyme about
Oh, she don't play no games. Because she like and say I didn't do it.
and ladies' night, bro. Like, oh, that was funny.
She said, and I be the one to
Blame
blame
when
as the flames keep rising to the top. Oh, come. Yeah. This is so cute. Is this their hey you, how's it going? Sit down. We got it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this is the Fisher Price collection. I believe don't Run DMC have a piece like this.
Is that
Right.
Yes.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Right. And they also have like the funk pops too. I brought those because they were a little more convenient, but that's like the second item that I've seen of Salt and Pepper. They really haven't released enough on the women.
Okay.
I'm really like bring the women. Because I have a lot of and then I forgot Aaliyah too. I put her out to bring her. A lot of men action figures. They don't have a lot of women.
Of course, because they here we go again with trying to have to fight them to just give the credit of who's done what.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not tripping.
Right.
If you look at they have their accolades. If you look at the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's names in there, Latifah.
Well, hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Was it the first hip hop artist to go into the Hall of Fame, Missy Elliott?
Was it no?
The Rock and Hall of Fame.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was Missy Elliott, right?
Right.
Yeah. What like top 5 MC ever.
Right. That was just recently.
Yeah, and it was just recently.
Yeah.
So with all of this going on and all these other like, what made you say, you know what? Did you have a big collection, or you just said I'm gonna start gathering things?
I mean, I started off with vinyl albums, And the albums I started off getting were like the 70s, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, Commodores, Isley Brothers. And then I even went back far and I have like Billie Holiday, Fred,
Do you have Eddie
Sanford,
Murphy's album?
Richard Pryor. So I have some of everything, you
I
know.
want Eddie's album. Do you have Eddie's album?
Yeah, I have like
You do not have Eddie Murphy's album.
I have
You
the
got
one
Raw.
coming to America.
No, not that one.
I know the one that got that little
The
flower
How
in his
Could
hair.
It Be? No, not the one before that. The one before, not the one. He was in the
little
little
flower
album,
in
the
his
flower.
hair.
Not that's
The little
party
red
all the time,
flower.
baby.
Oh,
That's party all the time. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging.
We're talking
I'm
about
not judging.
there. He has an album with the with How Could It Be on it.
okay.
And that album, when he was, I think it was a white, the or something like that.
I don't
That
know
one.
And then I
Listen.
know he has one,
That one.
Beverly Hills Cop. I think
Yep.
they have one too. But
Yeah.
I looked for. I probably didn't know that, but I do have like some cassettes of his. And you know what else? You remember Raw?
No, you
You
don't.
remember Raw with that red leather suit when
Yes.
he was just
Yes, doing all the things. Doing
yeah,
all the
it was
things.
explicit, but Eddie.
Do you still have it? Do you have any of the what you call it, the comedy albums? Not just him, but any other of them?
From the comedians?
Yes.
So I would say Richard Pryor, Red Sanford, Mom Maples, and then I would have to think Moss Maples, way back
Moss
when.
Maples,
Yeah,
yeah.
interesting looking
Yo.
older lady.
Yo, wasn't Mom Maples like the really raw comedian? She was like,
She had a mouth on her.
Yeah,
She had a mouth on her.
Yeah, she was dope.
With a hat, wore hats all the time.
Yeah, she was dope. My grandma used to listen to her.
Okay.
You wouldn't think me and my grandma, if you ever got a chance to meet my nana, you would have thought that she'd have never listened to nothing like that.
Right.
Come to find out, my grandma was way more versed than what I thought.
Guess what? They
This
grew,
one,
they
the
grew
How
up
Could
on
It Be
the-
album. You see the one in the middle?
I gotta find that. I actually
That
didn't
one.
see that one. No.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even know how many he has. So yeah.
And I only know it because, like a weirdo, that was my joint.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He
Okay.
had a song on there called "How Could It Be," the album, not the single, the actual album. It was crazy.
was
He was
singing?
singing. Yeah.
Okay. I think I
yes,
kind of
it
like Eddie
was.
Murphy singing a little bit, but
And then
I liked him more.
I'm gonna find it at the end. I'm gonna find it at the end. When I get ready to wrap up, I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna see if I can, if it's on Spotify somewhere. But how that album, when I last checked, the album, the actual vinyl was kind of expensive.
So that means that it's rare.
It is.
That's probably why I haven't seen it. It's rare.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But I've been looking
I'll
for
check.
it.
I'll
I'm
see
like,
if I
come
can
on, let
find
me
it.
find a young little Eddie around these parts.
Right.
Come on. That's
Right.
my joint. Though.
Right. Now, De La
Mhm.
Soul just released collector's
Did
item
they?
of their smaller, like 45s, which is really nice. It's like $100.
Okay.
So really, vinyl albums are coming back out. The younger kids are getting them. They buying these record players.
Yeah.
Vinyl albums are coming out, and I really think, and they're making cassettes again too.
That's because they
Mhm.
drinking
Yeah.
a Mad Dog that they can't help themselves.
Well, I
Not
mean,
Mad
the
Dog.
CDs,
They are
cassettes,
drinking it. I'm not serious. You seen the video?
They
They are drinking it.
Mad
I'm
Dog.
like, why you drinking it? They
They
are drinking
are.
Mad Dog.
They-
We not gonna drink it.
They're
'cause we know better.
traumatizing me because
Yeah,
I
but
have
they
some
drinking
bad
it.
memories of that. And before I
Yeah.
say anything else, I really want to thank you, P, for allowing me to be in here as a man in a woman's space during Women's Month. That means a lot because you could have been like, "No, boy, wait till next month.
Wait till next week.
Wait till next week."
Right.
So I do appreciate you allowing me into your space, man. And I always am blessed every time I get to be around, like, because the sisters that come through here are always powerful and strong and intelligent and beautiful women. Y'all just nice, and it's really good to actually hear women's thoughts.
So that was my
on
question.
tonight
How
and
did
issues.
you enjoy that?
No, I really did enjoy it. I really did. You know, just getting to hear how y'all feel about society and certain social situations that y'all have to deal with every day, because y'all do get a ton of blame for things that we're men, if we decide to nut up a little bit, you know, and fight a little bit harder, you know, y'all wouldn't have to carry the whole bag. Granted, I will say that some men get tired because it's a whole lot, because
It's a lot of fight.
it's a lot of fight. It's
We
a lot.
tired too, though.
It's a lot of fight.
We don't want to fight y'all either.
It's a lot of fight. I don't be wanting to fight.
They should stop this. They cut all the lies and walk graciously into accountability, it would be a whole lot less than that. Now we can have that conversation next
I'm about to
month.
say
but
that's
baby,
a whole
I'm just saying.
conversation. Accountability is
the bullshit.
Woo.
I
Ooh,
think
shake
we
my
have to
face.
work on it on both sides. I have 2 sons and 4 daughters, and my brother was speaking to me about how they raised the boys in Africa back in the day. And as a mother, my sons are like 30 now. I have to, I won't say I have to, but looking back, it's like it's 3 generations, and then it was slavery that was raising these kids. It might have been a dad back on my dad,
Come on
but
now.
the other generations were coming, dad stuck around, and maybe it was the food stamps. I don't know.
Dude,
They were gone.
the black man has effectively been removed from the black
Exactly. It
household
was
for over 60
systematically.
years.
Yeah, it was systematically. So
About
it was
20 years before I was
generations.
born.
Yeah, and you're saying looking back, the women, the grandma, I call it the titties, raised these boys.
Come
They
on
didn't
now.
get to do what they were supposed to do. If they
No.
would have been in Africa, they would have took them out. Okay, you going to do this, and you ain't coming back till you learn. Here, oh, what can I do? Oh, let me save my son. I know I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty. I look back, I say, I'm sorry, y'all. Coming from my mother,
Right.
my father left, and hey, when they had us hemmed in, it was my mother, 5'4", coming.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yeah,
I'm
to
gonna
get us
say
out.
this. As a man, if you know where the mother of your children are,
I'm sorry.
as a man, if you know where the mother of your children lives, where she's at, and you know how to get in contact with her,
Right.
it is your fucking fault if you are not involved in your child's life.
Right.
Now, it might be limited because me, like I work, so
Right.
my contact and my interaction with my children is not what I would like to be.
Right.
Nowhere near it.
Right. And all dads are not like that.
I'm there.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
some dads.
my son's mom can call me at any time. Hey, yo,
And
Xavier's
that's a
messing up.
blessing.
Maximilian not
That's good.
listening. And guess who's gonna be right there
Yeah.
soon as he get a chance?
Yeah.
Why you messing up?
Right.
Listen
Right.
to your mama.
Right.
Because if I have to come back up here, my foot gonna be up your butt.
Right. The thing about that though, and I know that this is not to take away from your intention of availability to your children, is that they need you for more than just discipline.
Well,
You
no,
gotta,
they need you for love,
not
too.
you per se.
No,
I
no,
mean,
I'm saying in
for
general.
men in general, like they need you to be more than just a disciplinarian.
No, I was getting there though.
Yeah, my bad. I'm just saying. We appreciate it.
It's
Call you to kick that ass is one thing, but teach him other things.
No, like
so ain't no ass kicking, as much ass kicking needed.
But it's also like I don't have to really do that with my children. I can sit down and talk to both of my kids.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
I only kick ass if I have to.
Right.
But most of the time I can sit my son down and I could talk. I could talk to Xavier. He's been like that since he's been 3. I can sit down and have a conversation with him and he'd understand. Then I'd be like, okay, if this action isn't changed, then daddy has to discipline.
Right. And what a lot of men are learning, and not that you don't know this, I'm just saying in general, is that once your presence, and sometimes you don't got to say nothing. Just the people always talk about. People always talk about you've had the mother stare.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, your daddy ain't never looked at you down, and you thought that I'm about to die.
Right.
And not literally because he was going to physically cause you harm, but just the disappointment,
Yeah.
and the opportunity that you may have let him down, or disappointment because of the love and the loyalty and respect that you have for him. And a lot of people think that that's something to be ashamed of or to discontinue. Like why I gotta be so indebted to my family. We just talking about understanding what's that called? Your lifeline. You get what I'm saying? Your ancestry and where it comes from, and how you're supposed to be able to celebrate that. And we removed a lot of that from our culture, being able to honor it, respect it, stay connected to it, adore it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's why other cultures don't have no problem with, oh, my father, he's just, I'm disappointing him. Don't be worried about what y'all daddy fam. Hold on.
Right.
You shut your face.
If you have somebody in your life that is telling you to not worry about your parents, they don't need to be in your life
Right.
because they have no good intentions for you.
That you can, and don't get me wrong. We know that there's an offset of that in the side of the story. We want people being mindful, stop baby, or being taken advantage of, or outside of hurt, harm, or danger is the statement. Okay, sit down, Chase. Outside of hurt, harm, or danger, it's then we don't want you to be involved. But if you're of course, if your dad is causing you harm, and if you like F that nigga, he said whatever he did, and if he caused you hurt, harm, or danger, absolutely. You understand what I'm saying? But if he didn't,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And if he was where he was an absentee father,
Right.
and there is room for that type of repair and that type of engagement, and or not that he wasn't an absentee father is what I meant. He was an absentee father. He was there to offer guidance and discipline and structure and things like that or whatever. Then absolutely who else do you want to respect?
Right.
Who else do you want to give honor to?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mean just him. I mean him, your mom, people who were there to raise you and offer you type of thing. It's nothing wrong with gratitude. Like these days, folks mad as hell. You don't be grateful to nobody for nothing. Don't say thank you for nothing. Nobody. Everybody owe me everything. And if y'all don't, wait, settle down.
Makes no sense.
Right. And if you don't watch out, they'll get you for something on the way out of help.
That's
you have
all
to
I'm
be like,
saying.
yeah,
Like,
no,
wow.
they didn't do
Like,
that.
what is you
But
wrong?
it was a balance with mom and dad. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I picked up on. My kid's dad was not there by his choice. But I can remember when my father left, you know, and even though, coming from slavery, you know what black people thought,
for sure.
Beat the hell out your kid. That's the only way they're going to understand. We don't have to do that now.
Right.
You know, every generation knows more they learn, and we don't have to do that now. We can sit down now and talk to our kids. Take this, their computer, take their things that you know, oh my God, I don't have this. Most of the stuff you need to take it anyway. But it takes something from the whole household, you know, the daughters, the son, especially the daughters. Because the dad supposed to be the first sub, but I do want to say this too. I'm not bashing men because now I see some of the baby's mama that I'm like, wow. So he hit it on me, and y'all in the court trying to get this man out of the king site. Are y'all crazy? Are you crazy?
Yeah,
we were
they
not
are crazy.
put here to do it by ourselves.
They are crazy.
Yeah.
And you are not put here to do it by yourself. You're supposed to have
That's the thing. People's family and people's friends will gas them up.
And that's probably what happened with my parents.
They get gassed and then they do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I can say it like this. My oldest son's mom had to learn that she needed me to discipline Xavier and to help raise him.
And that's good.
And that's not a shot at her. You know.
Well, I'm glad she learned it.
Because
I hope she's walking in it.
You know, oh no, she is, because you know, like she appreciates, because she.
I'd be so mad.
You know,
I'd be so mad.
Because like even my youngest child, Max, he acts and responds different to me than he does his uncles, than he does his mama, than he does everyone else, because he knows, like, I'm Pop, like he'll be running them over and I'll just be like, sit down.
Right.
Yeah. And how old is he?
3,
you understand? So what I'm explaining to you is that's innate. Like he know that there was no you respect him more, do you respect him? Nobody, he 3. He didn't know this. That's internal. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, when they don't have that, you know what I'm saying? They're missing that other side of the, you know, those little rails that they put on the bowling lane. You only got one.
The bumper, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You missed that, and nobody is perfect again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all, again, we're gonna have the conversation the other day, but I was talking about this, and I'm gonna say this, and then we can jump back to our topic.
Okay.
Your body, ladies,
not built for it.
This is yours. Okay. Now, unless you are taken, and I say this all the time, because sometimes there are some situations that we can't help.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And where you were put in a position to not be in control in that moment or a series of a pattern. You get what I'm saying? But outside of that, ma'am, shut it down, G. Shut it down. Please hurry, shut it down. Stop it and teach your children to shut your daughters to shut it down, because this is yours. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can tell you if you get pregnant, you didn't do something.
Exactly.
Whether it was a pill,
Right.
whether it was a condom, it was, I mean, he can't tell you shit. It's your body. I
Right.
need to take all the pills, fam. I ain't ready to such and such. I don't know if you're ready. Take all this stuff. And dear sirs, and I know this is an unpopular opinion, and I'm gonna say it anyway. It is your semen. Okay? It is. And you are responsible for it. Okay? And as soon as you give it away, you are saying, here, you can do whatever you want to do with it, and then I'll be ready when you're done. Okay? And so you do that, you've given away your freedom to choose what someone else is doing with your fucking DNA.
Thank you.
Like you are freely giving it away. I don't care what you do with it, ma. Knock yourself out. And then she'd be like, we having a baby. No, you having a baby, sir.
Right.
You said do what you want to do with it. You gave it to her and you let her do whatever she wanted to do with it.
I think
Guess
people
what?
forget that, you know, like making a child is a 2-part series.
It is. But we'll go there. We'll get back to it. I'm sorry to jump off on that real quick. She actually said when there was a Capitol court, the guys was going in Paris fashion to buy those squirrel hats, the squirrel tail hats in Capitol court. There was the brown ones and the white ones and the kangaroo hats. Yes, they were. There's a lot going on back then. I miss those days.
Right.
And every day y'all
Mama
remind me
bought
how
one
old
of
I
those
am. Thank
daggone
you.
hats.
Right. Yeah, I remember Capitol Court.
I got a
Stayed
picture as a
there.
kid with one of those hats on.
Picture as a kid. I used to want one of those hats so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be a real animal though, because I couldn't bear the thought of having a real animal on my face.
They had the fake ones.
They did.
Yeah, they got the fake ones.
So now that you have the Hip Hop Museum,
Mhm.
what are your goals with that?
Well, you know what? I would like to. I've been having more events, more videos. I actually want to start a podcast there
Okay.
where I'm going to start off with more women. Because again, when you know, into it now. You know, the women, especially in Milwaukee, and shout out Milwaukee's got a lot of things going on with the hip hop right now. But to give the women a voice, you know, because men are gonna get together and talk anyway. You know what I mean? So I do want to start off with some podcasts, you know, speaking to different women and talking about their issues, and not to say men come on in on another day, but I really want to highlight the women because there are some great artists here in Milwaukee. And y'all see they're getting into these little beefs now. You know, people getting in that little beef because Milwaukee getting some shine right now. But it's like, keep shining.
Ain't nobody worried about Minnesota.
Don't even get him no attention though, because you know what? They just got some likes. They getting a check. Look, they weren't liking your stuff either until they did that. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Absolutely.
Like Cat Williams. I looked at it like, wow, look at all the people she got for that. They don't care. You know, don't waste. Take your time. And if you push the button, it makes music. Yeah, that was with an MC Hammer doll, but I didn't bring him.
I had it when I was little.
Yo.
MC Hammer doll boombox.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah. People don't give MC Hammer his credit.
Listen,
MC Hammer had
she said no, they don't.
dolls.
MC
Look,
Hammer.
he had dolls. He had clothing made. I have like the fashion, you know, where they had remember the where you can cut out and make the clothes.
Absolutely.
Right. He had cards. MC Hammer had a game.
Listen, he had to have all the things. What he was doing was doing all the
He had a
things.
TV show.
Yeah, cartoon style. Yeah.
All the stuff that was going on for
whole
other
clip.
non-black, non-hip hop or related entertainers. He was doing the same thing.
Exactly.
And it wasn't all based on his record label, all that stuff, whatever the case may be. They caught on to his plan to expand beyond. He was like, yeah, we are.
Right.
And then they jumped on board
Right.
to be a part of that.
Right.
But having the pants because he was trying to dance. He needed room to dance.
Right.
So the pants was a necessity, born out of necessity.
Right.
But they was wearing the shit
Right.
out of them pants.
MC,
Right.
You need some Hammer pants?
Right.
I think if I'm not mistaken, MC Hammer was literally the first hip hop show that I went to, like the first concert as a kid that I actually went to. And I just remember seeing the Fly Boys behind them, like
Mhm.
jugging, getting it. And then my uncle was sitting back there like, yo, this is the first like I could remember like a dude that had a dance troupe with him.
Yeah.
That had an entourage that
Mhm.
that was just their whole thing, just to be dope dudes that dance behind the dude that dance while he raps.
Right.
And like and my uncle used to live in California, so he knew who MC Hammer was before he blew up.
Wow.
And he was like, you know, he was a whole gangster.
He
Right,
was.
Right.
A whole
And
gangster.
a lot of
Right.
people be like, yeah, right. No.
Right.
Like no, like
Like,
Suge Knight,
no,
Suge
for
Knight
real.
wouldn't mess with MC Hammer. That's how much of a gangster he was.
Like, yeah, people didn't give him even the fact that they thought he was so whitewashed, but he wasn't.
Mhm.
In no way, shape, or form. And his levels of loyalty was unprecedented.
Mhm.
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
So you have events that are coming up.
I'm gonna start planning for the summer because I
Okay.
do work for the school district here, and
Okay.
I'm actually like excited where I'm gonna start off like with reading programs for the kids because I know in the summertime a lot of kids don't read. A lot of time they don't read before the summertime, so I'm starting off with like different reading programs. But I will be holding more events at the museum, and that could be from people. I'm actually hoping to get some of these people at that April 16th hip hop event to come in and do some videos, some promotion while they on Facebook, liking and giving them people some shine. You know, do something to promote your event. You know what I'm saying? And it's all hip hop. Why not do it at the hip hop museum? You know.
How much space or where is the hip hop museum located and how much space is there?
So it's located 2222 North 19th Street, across from Johnson Park over there where they always having those things on the other
Absolutely.
side of 1700 pull up where that
Mhm.
block is.
Mhm.
I'm on the other side of it. And the space that I have, which I used to remember when I moved in, but it's enough for like I want to say 20, 25, 30 tops, but it wouldn't probably be 30 people making a video at one time.
Mhm.
But that's probably how many I would want to accommodate, you know, where it's not wall to wall. So I would say I would stop at about maybe 25 to 30 people there.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm still thinking, I'm still looking for people to reach out and collaborate, you know, because yeah, Milwaukee's hip hop is rising. And I don't know this year if they're gonna have the hip hop week because Khalif Rainey is not gonna be doing, you know, he's leaving for something else. So it's
Mhm.
interesting to see what's going on this summer for hip hop. I know True School always has a summer
Absolutely.
jam for peace. So I'm thinking of some things for that too. And if anybody want to collaborate, you know, we can start brainstorming ahead of time. Because I did recently have him there for an interview, and he did say, "Yep, he's." And it took a lot of money, you know, for that hip hop week.
For sure.
So the next person may not be doing that.
May not be
They
willing to
may not be
allocate those
willing to,
funds. Exactly.
you know, yeah, exactly. So that's what it is. Just open to suggestions if it's, you know, good and it's for the community. Yeah, I'm not with the complaining and all of this, you know, seemed like before Black History Month, you know, we complaining on each other. And I'd be like, Black people, are we the only people that keep putting each other down? And how long are we gonna do it? You know, we are resilient people. We're good people. Stop wasting that energy on that and bring that energy together in the city, you know, because there's a lot of talent here. Poetry is part of hip hop. Do some poetry slams in there, the battles, all of that. If I can get some break dancers in there, which I will, ones I know it on the other side of town, but I'm trying to get them to come over. So that type of thing, just doing something that's positive. I mean, I'm still here in Milwaukee. I may not be here in a couple of years, but as long as I'm here, you know,
Okay.
why just let it keep going? You know, we got to reach these youth. You know, we got to. I'm seeing now we're in Texas and other places they're bringing hip hop into the curriculum. So that's something else I want to do too. If I can't get into school, I'll be doing it at home. Ways where you can teach the kids to write, give them the mic, let them express themselves instead of sitting in the school, working the school. And I'm sorry, I wouldn't be listening to y'all either in about 5 minutes. You still talking? I'm serious.
Right.
And you ain't talking about nothing. The same thing you're talking about when I went to school back in the day. They're not listening to y'all.
Not at all.
You know, so change it up. If it's not working, it's like everything else. Change it up. Get the kids the mic. Y'all want to bring some kids in? Let's bring some kids in. Get them the mic. Because if we don't, what they doing, y'all? taking our cars, running off the road and stuff, you know, build some relationships with them. Please don't hurt me and nobody else I know. You know,
For sure.
right. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Some
Oh, I
things
think
like
that's
that.
wonderful, and I'm excited that as a Black woman, you took the initiative to make a what's the word I'm looking for, to put a flag down. You get what I'm saying,
Thank
and
you.
say, you know what, we are going to preserve this part of our history. We don't want this part ain't getting lost in the mix
Exactly.
of the rest of the stuff. We're going to honor it. We're going to preserve it. We're going to gather as
Mhm.
much information as we can about it. The same way they got a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
The same way they got all these different rock and roll museums
Right.
for this and this and that or
Right.
whatever. And
Right.
from whenever it started, this is definitely something that needs to be documented,
Right.
need to be preserved. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then shared,
Right.
so that it never dies.
Erase.
We never want to ever forget where this came
Right,
from, like the
right.
root of it all.
Exactly.
And when I think about how hip hop has evolved, let me use these words,
Mhm.
trying to be mindful of the evolution of it, whatever.
Mhm.
And some of it, just the content, we are not always
Right.
not in favor of.
Right.
However, the fact that we're able to even still
Mhm.
express in that capacity, the fact that it's still even being able to, like if nobody swept it under the rug,
Right.
it's still very
Right.
present. You get what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, it has quickly dominated just music across the board. And I don't believe that there is another genre that has infiltrated
Exactly.
every other
Exactly.
genre.
Exactly.
Like every other, we talking about from Run DMC and the rock group. What was the name of the rock group that Run DMC that did Walk This Way? Aerosmith. Run DMC and Aerosmith. You know what I'm
Did the
saying?
crossover, right?
You know what I'm saying? Did that
Right.
particular crossover, whatever the
Mhm.
case may
Jay-Z and
be.
Linkin Park.
Come on now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So now we not only have we done that, and not do people think that this, no disrespect to the Beehive. So
Oh.
Beyonce is doing country.
Right. Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not new.
Right.
We
You-
invented
right,
country
it's not
music.
new.
You
so
get what I'm
that ain't
saying?
nothing new.
With country
Yeah.
music, classical, and don't tell me you ain't never seen a hip hop artist perform with the orchestra,
Mhm.
whichever symphony,
they do.
multiple have.
Mhm.
You
They
get what I'm
do.
saying?
Mhm.
And then we've trabled globally.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right,
That's why the
internationally.
culture is so crazy, just in other parts of the country, because
Exactly.
they recognize this is something way beyond our understanding. It's so much more here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And again, it's just kudos sis, for being
Thank
able
you.
to say, you know what? Not this time.
Right.
Not this is not going to get away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That somebody has to stand. I'm willing to collaborate. I'm willing to build so we can make it a comprehensive collection and not
Exactly.
just these little bits and pieces.
Right.
But everybody else
Right.
know. A lot of people don't know about Sylvia.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And all
Mhm.
the background of where
Mhm.
that
And she
came
had
from.
before the
Come
Sugar
on.
Hill Gang. She was on her own. Sylvia
Come on.
Robinson was like making money back in the day with all kind of businesses. Back in the 1956.
Come on
She was
now.
making money.
And then she
Okay.
said, "Oh,
Right. Went and found something else.
I want
She was
in."
watching something else.
She's like, "Oh, come
Right.
in, coach.
Right.
Come on, man."
Right.
And then what we consider, like when you listen to the Sugar Hill Gang now,
Mhm.
or if you listen to just that whole late 70s, early 80s sound that was developing at that time,
Mhm.
and where it was coming from, it doesn't sound anything like
Mhm.
what people would quote unquote consider hip hop.
Right.
But it was the beginning
It was
of
the
it.
Right.
beginnings of hip
It
hop.
was
Right.
the beginning of
Right.
it. It's
It's-
such a beautiful
Right.
evolution.
It came off disco, and they were disco. I was
The outfit said disco
it
every
came
day.
off disco. We was
Oh my
swinging
God.
around, you know. Yeah, they were tired of disco.
And they was like, "What we
But
gonna
we
do
loved
about
disco
it?"
till it went out, but they got tired of disco.
Oh.
Yeah, but look at, you can sit in the wardrobe. You
Mhm.
can say, Jesus, I'm so glad that changed.
Disco was a very short-lived genre.
However,
Right.
if
It was
you
a dope
you
genre.
think it, you did listen though, it has definitely evolved, and now there's
Mhm.
techno.
Right.
Yes,
You get what I'm
This is
saying?
true.
And so
Mhm.
there's other levels of that also.
this is
Mhm.
true. This is
So
true.
when is it? I think we scheduled for July. I gotta double check my dates. But me, a gentleman named Vante Jones. I don't know if you know DJ Payday. who is it?
Payne's a
Tommy
good dude.
or Can Beats, Brian,
Okay.
and a couple other folks are
Mhm.
literally getting together. I wanted to run an entire series
Okay.
where we actually have these types of discussions
Okay.
live, almost like a podcast,
Right.
but actually live, sit around and we chop it up, but not so much for pod purposes, like almost in a classroom setting where we
Right.
sit around and we
Wonderful.
talk about literally the lineage, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then talk about when we're gonna break the song down. Like we
Okay.
was talking about Hammer, we're gonna go back, break
Okay.
down the song. Let's talk about the lyrics.
Okay.
Let's talk about how these lyrics
Right.
came about and what did it
Right.
mean. Let's talk about terminologies,
Right.
all those types of things.
Right.
So that's the type of stuff that
Right.
was
Right.
fire.
Like what did it mean when they said
Yep.
say hip hop
Baby,
and all
and
of that?
why they
yeah,
were
that's
saying that.
something else that like I work at after school
Most
program.
people don't know that
I'm
hip-hop
going to
is
start
accurate.
like writing it down and going around let the kids talk about it. Just a way for them to express themselves. If you're sitting somewhere and nobody's letting you talk, you know, like we're in here and I'm just talking to y'all sitting over there. Why would y'all get involved? You know what I mean? So I just think we just have to find creative ways to get to our youth. I'm not saying the older people don't, because we came off of that. So we have some memory. We know about the memorabilia, you know, but the younger kids, what do they know? You know, what they see.
So
what
do you
they're
want
doing
this?
a good
Is it the
job.
goal to be able to share this information with them so that they're not forgetting it, so that they know where it came from, or is it is there lessons involved? Are we teaching them
Lessons. So
Okay.
they'll know where it came from, what it meant. Because if you go back, KRS-One had the temple of hip hop. There are actually rules and things you're supposed to go by. Like when we grew up, there were codes. You didn't beat anybody's mother up. You didn't steal nobody's mother car. You didn't beat up nobody's sister. You know, the police didn't
Mhm.
need to be called because it wasn't going, you know, they were going to come
Mhm.
find you. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess with mom. I ain't going to tell you that. So there are no rules and no codes. Yeah. I was standing somewhere the other day. I work in the school. These kids are almost knocking me down. I'm like, excuse me. Hello, do you see me here? And they're looking like, well, somebody even told me I needed to move. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to say this and move. You're really disrespecting your elders. But it's like, don't y'all know?
They don't care.
Yeah,
They don't
like,
They don't
care.
care. And what happened? That's the line that I was saying right there. That you're the fact that you said disrespecting your elders, and so their kids, their parents got mad because somebody told them
Mhm.
you have to treat you should honor, you
Your
should
elders.
respect, and they was like, for what?
Right. Right.
Oh snap! It is
Right.
4:14, y'all. Hold on one
Okay.
second. Give me 1 second. Yo, listen, if you are listening still on blowradio.com, I want to thank y'all for hanging off me so bad. It got good. My bad, y'all. Listen, every Monday from 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm right here having these dope conversations. Y'all know I'm about to stay live on the stream just for just a couple more minutes. I got to. So if you want to check it out, make sure you stay tuned into the YouTube channel. Stay tuned into Just Patrice Plays, my personal page. I see y'all chiming in. It's quite a few of y'all still watching, and I'm definitely appreciating that from y'all, straight up. But if you are tuned into blowradio.com, yo, we way over. I don't even know if we still running live because, damn it, my bad. Shout out to everybody that chimed in today. Shout out to everybody that joined the conversation. Damn it, it's so good. Don't forget to every Monday, 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can join us right here on blowradio.com. Until then, though, I want to remind y'all to take care of yourselves and to honor those women that are in your life. It's a thing, yo. That's how you got here. And now she may not have been the best woman. The one that birthed you may not have been the best woman, but there's somebody in your life. There is a woman in your life. Honor her. Okay? Honor her. Until next weekend, I'll holler.
Yo, I hope they stay up.
Sometimes it's hard to
Check 1 2 1 2. That's D-Rock. He is. He be in there tearing up all their people's personal space. This is comedy special. Yeah, and every time I'm live, I play it, and multiple times. So if you know any, if you have Tubi, if you ever logged on to Tubi and you wanted to know, you can find him. It's called Don't Ban Me, and it's available. Dan, you said you had an announcement you wanted to make. We are still live on social media. So knock yourself out, love. It will be.
Okay. So once again, since this is Women's Month, I thought I'd do something special.
What's special?
And you know me, I don't like cutting prices.
I know.
You know me, I don't like cutting prices, but saying that, you know, we all came from a woman, got our name from a woman.
We going Tupac quote?
Yes, and got our game from a woman. You know what? So the ticket prices are $15, right?
Ticket prices for
Galactic Poetry Night this Thursday at Sherwood Phoenix, 3536 West Fond du Lac Avenue from 8 to 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
Doors open at 7. The ticket prices are $15. Women get in half price.
Oh, trying to celebrate a little
So
a little bit of razzle dazzle for the women's.
So
okay.
$7.50 for the women. If you are a woman who's a poet and you sign up for the open mic portion, you get in for $3.
That's a classic throwback price.
Yep.
That is a classic throwback price.
$3 and or $7.50.
$7.50.
And if you bring a friend, ladies, who is a lady, who y'all get in for $10.
Oh, you got all kind of deals going on. Just remember, if y'all want to know if this is a deal, just go to the door because nobody can remember all the deals. Half off, 2 for $10, $3.
It will definitely be posted on my page after I leave today.
And how do they reach that?
Oh, yo, they can find me on all my social media. All you got to do is type in Prince Daniel, and all of my social media will pop up. That's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's Snapchat, that's even TikTok. You type in Prince Daniel, you type in Wild Poetry, I promise you all of my social media will pop up across the board because I actually own that. That is all be anytime. Like, there's no one that you're going to type in and you're going to see somebody else's name but mine. The moment you type in Prince Daniel, all of my social media pops up.
Thank you, Dan, for being here. I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing. Thank you for sitting amongst us. I appreciate that, and not feeling like you were imposing or that you had to step on a toe. You know what I'm saying? To be present, for being able to soak up your information as well as share. We appreciate you for that. Thank you.
You're welcome. You know me, I've always been a proponent of women. Like some of my biggest supporters and pushers have been Black women and women in general. I've got more love and support from women than I have men myself. So why in the world would I not want to give back or even support that, or just be able to bask in some of that? Because I'm always around some strong women.
Well, we appreciate you. He said, "We hear you. Your voice just got soft."
It did.
It's still very live.
Oh, okay.
Still very live. You could.
I'm sorry. I know. I got a deep voice. I'll be trying to talk soft.
I've already made all the adjustments.
Okay, thank you.
Over here to offset some of that bass.
I'll be
added some highs, took some of your lows out. I did that
thank
already. You're welcome.
But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all continue doing what y'all
Thank you, darling. We appreciate you. I'm gonna spend a few more minutes with Miss Antonio. Look, she got another album. Listen, y'all don't know nothing about these albums. It's the plastic cover for me. You know what I'm saying? Listen, look, first of all, I used to wear my hair like this. All the things, the whole hairstyle and the amount of hairspray that it required so that it did not move. Just the top though, because the bottom had to have some swing. If you're gonna have it down, the bottom had to be able to move. Otherwise, it wasn't yours. It was a thing. The little flip up top, that is funny. This little thing right here, I don't know why the fuck that was a thing. But it was. And I know I wore it often. Multiple of these styles, and they look similar, but they are very different. I just wanted to say that also. Why do you? I just wish you the best. It's like seriously, and that you just get more and more donations to build the museum. That you get an opportunity to spend more and more time making it a thing. You get what I'm saying? And though I understand the concept of how do you say? I believe in passing the torch 130%. And I believe that you do that with as much quality information as you can so it'll move forward properly. I get that. I feel that way. Dan knows I feel this way about the poetry community
Mhm.
about the music here in the city.
Mhm.
And Milwaukee has a crazy rich musical history.
Exactly.
Crazy. Like just like there are no words at how
Mhm.
crazy the musical history
Mhm.
is for Milwaukee. And to have somebody focusing on that, I can't wait to see what your Milwaukee segment is gonna look section.
Okay.
Because I know it's got one.
Right.
It's got to be one. If we're talking about
Right.
hip hop as a whole, it's a hip hop museum, and then we're gonna talk about hip hop in Milwaukee. That's another conversation to be
Right.
had because
Right.
there is a thing. It's on.
Okay. And
I
I
just turned
do
them down.
have, I didn't bring any, so I do have Milwaukee hip hop artists from not as far back as I want, but I do have some items that people have been donating to me because it's kind of hard to find them. I go on eBay every now and then, you'll find some, but I do have someone that's really like sending me stuff from like Speech Thomas back when he had the gumbo
Yeah.
and the Kali Tribe, Cuckoo Cal, Baby Drew, Jay Bella. So now I always welcome donations. Thief the High Priest, he's giving me things like turntables, all kind of stuff.
Nice.
Cassettes. So any Milwaukee donations that you're tired of letting collect dust and you're just looking at them, they would be in a safe place. And then I do want to eventually get a building,
Okay.
of
course.
because we have the Milwaukee Art Museum. We do have the Black Holocaust Museum, Dr. Cameron. We have Dr. Claiborne on 26th and 27th and Center,
Mhm.
but we really don't have a music museum if you think about it.
Mm.
Nashville has a hip hop museum. Washington, D.C. has one.
Mhm.
They got that one in New York.
Mhm.
There's a trap house in Atlanta.
There is.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
the T.I. trap house?
and then even what's his name? What's his name, y'all?
2 Chainz.
2 Chain he had a trap house. I know they was trying to get him to take it down,
Mhm.
so they're up and coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the history needs to be preserved.
Exactly.
And I'm a believer in that.
Exactly.
I believe that you sit at the feet of the griots and then that you find all the information that somebody tell you, no, this
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell my kids this was, first of all, let's tell them the truth.
Right. Let's tell them the truth.
First of all, let's tell them the truth.
Right.
Now let's, you know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
think that's stuff we need to know. These are
Right.
things that like we're in control of
Mhm.
not having it lost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And again, I just absolutely love that
Right.
you took the helm on that. It was like
Because
we
it
in.
did start from youth in impoverished neighborhoods in New
Mhm.
York. If they show how New York was, they were what the abandoned
Listen,
buildings,
all the things.
on the mattresses and stuff,
Mhm.
and they still found a way to do something positive.
Come on
So
now.
suppose we get the youth now, they ain't even sitting in an abandoned building. They may have it hard, but I bet they didn't have it that hard. Or maybe I
Right.
won't say that. But if we could get them involved in that, and I guess that's really why I'm spinning this, because
Okay.
a lot of them know, I had aunts that are not here, but they left us a little something. My grandma and them left us a little something. But now, what do these kids have? Not to say they don't have some dads and moms, but everybody, community is responsible. We're all responsible. We don't get a pass because if they don't feel love, what they do, burn the village down. And right now, I think they strike in a lot of areas in Milwaukee. But it is good with the hip hop thing I see. And I do feel this summer, hip hop is going to be on in Milwaukee because they've already started getting together for that event on the 26th at
Good.
Riverside.
Good.
Yep.
I just think it's important for people to understand, and I support your vision. What you're saying is that you want to be able to give, also to use something to look forward to. You want to give them something to do to keep them involved and enrich whatever the case may be. And my concept of preserving history, you know what I'm saying, and being able to get them to fall in love with it. Because you need to, if you fall in love with it, then you'll honor it, you'll carry it, you'll cherish it. You know what I'm saying? You won't tear it up. You'll feel pride. And some of our children don't know what it's like to be proud, be proud of anything.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so giving them something to connect to on a positive level,
Right.
it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
Sis. Thank you.
Even with your poetry, it's self-expression of self. You know what I mean? A lot of
Yeah.
them don't know self. You know what I'm saying? So again, poetry, it's a part of it too. So I'm gonna stop, get off my soapbox. But yeah, they
listen,
need to
my
know
doors
about
are my doors are
themselves.
open.
Yeah.
We can chop it up again whenever you like. I'd love to have you come also to the Bartenders Lounge, which just happens on Wednesdays
Okay,
from 7 to 9. I'll share that information for you as well. And we can talk about, when we talk about history and hip hop, we'll talk about music in the clubs.
Right.
We'll talk about what that looks like then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
music, club, drinks, all bars, all
Right.
hospitality,
Right.
it go together.
Yeah, 'cause
but
we
man,
got
this is
music
so
month
wild.
coming up too. So Black Music Month or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a lot
So
of stuff
we can
coming up.
I definitely would love to talk it up with
Okay.
you a little bit more about that.
Okay.
These bamboo earrings, everything. I'm just saying, a lot of people's like, "What that?" Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. There was the jewelry that they producing right now at the dollar store is made from some type of flat little panned out metal. Them earrings that they wore back in the day was heavy as fuck.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Stretched out earring. That's
Right.
why you won't get your ear snatched because, baby, you got this big gold thing floating in your ear, and it was gold. It wasn't like this metal. Like it was. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a thing. So I want to see some of the jewelry.
Okay.
I can't wait to see those aspects of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like there was a, you want a fat gold chain? No, seriously, folks.
Right.
It was a really large linked change.
Mhm.
Oh, look at Busta Rhymes. Y'all see him on the internet.
Right. Yeah.
Doing his thing,
Yeah.
carrying all that stuff. So I hope to have you back soon.
Okay. No problem.
And I hope that you'd be
Anytime.
willing to come and share. If there are events that you have going
Sure,
on, share that
definitely.
with me.
Definitely.
Definitely have a supporter in me.
Okay.
110%. I'm a big
Right.
hip hop fan.
Right.
I know some people that love the game, and I actually, again, I said, I'm glad that it's you that took the helm, and it's coming out of here.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That people know I give Milwaukee a hard time. all the time.
Right.
I do, but I also
You do.
honor us. I do, because we got to do better.
Mhm.
We got
Oh,
to
for sure.
we got to be on deck.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And so in order to help facilitate that, I'll be in our ass.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But when we are shining,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? I'm all on us.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I highlight that all day, every
Okay.
day. Why not?
Right.
Shine a light on all the beautiful things that we're doing in it. And this is what I was saying about celebrating Women's History Month
Mhm.
and not putting people in a position to just only celebrate inventions and things like that or whatever. You are definitely a reason that we should be celebrating Women's History Month because it took a woman, a Black woman
Right.
of that capacity
Right.
here in the city to start gathering and preserving this culture. And I'm saying that because we all know. Just lean in because y'all know when I be talking shit, this would be me. It's me saying this. It's my opinion. I'm just saying this. We all know that if somebody else was already doing it, the moment Antonia said, "Hey, I got this hip hop museum," they'd be like, "Actually, we've been collecting. You ain't collected shit. You ain't been doing nothing associated with. Don't do that." Well, we didn't. No. And we're gonna give her props, and we're gonna
Thank
allow
you.
her to do her thing,
I
and
appreciate
we're gonna
that.
support. As soon as they seen, oh no, we've already started. Really?
Right.
Let me see.
Right.
Let me see.
Right.
What you won't be doing is you won't be being in control of how our history is preserved.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No, and thank you.
Exactly. Because we're responsible for telling our history.
That's right.
You know,
Malcolm X
exactly.
said,
why are we looking for other people to tell our history? I'm lost with that because, yep, I'm Black. My mama always shared poetry, send us to schools over there on 8th Street and North where they had that dance. We're responsible. If they didn't want to educate us back in the day, we weren't supposed to get no education. Y'all still waiting on, do it yourselves. You can find whatever you want to teach your kids.
At this stage in life,
right.
In 2024,
no, it's
I could learn to change my engine out
right
on the internet.
Right, you have a podcast.
I can just look. I can Google how to replace the engine in my. And what tools do I need? And everything I need will be right there. Let's not pretend that the information is not available. Now, whatever they keeping, but what we know is we're important and we're responsible for making sure each one reach one, teach one.
Exactly.
Do not turn away from that concept, please.
Exactly.
Indeed. You gonna say that? Wow, really? Yo. You gonna get it? Come on, get on this air and all. Say it.
So What I do know is that when we aren't the griots of our own story,
Mm-hmm.
we become figures in their museums.
That's right.
Okay.
Go on and write it down. Take a picture.
Okay.
Y'all heard it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that just kept playing through my head because I'm like, we always end up giving away us
Mm.
and never owning it.
Oh.
And then next thing you know, our stories are being told by them, and then we
Exactly.
become figures in their
Exactly.
stories.
Exactly.
No matter what it is. So, no, we're not giving this away. It's the most powerful thing in the world right now. Why in the world we want to give it away? Hip hop is a tool for politics. It's a tool for no matter what you want to add to it. It changes entire countries. Like, who would ever thought? Like, I'd have never thought I'd have saw a Japanese rapper before until like 2 weeks ago. Cold though.
Cold. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because they practice on top of practice.
Like it was crazy because I'm like, they breaking, they rhyming, like
in the
what?
Olympics.
And so why do we want to give away our power? It's our story. So yeah, we tell it.
And we should. And because we've never been in a position to exact ownership. We are now, though. We are now. Good shit, man. It's straight up. I want to thank y'all for hanging out right here at blowradio.com. It's your girl, JustPatrice, live with JustPatrice every Monday, 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Check. Welcome to Monday, baby. You know how we get done. It's always a good time around here. Great vibe, good conversation. And listen, there is a hip hop museum in the city of Milwaukee. Get through here and check it out. How do they find you, Antonia?
Again, and my website is MilwaukeeHipHopPopUp.com. MilwaukeeHipHopPopUp.com.
So let's slow down just a little bit.
Yep, and my
so Milwaukee Hip Hop
Milwaukee
Pop-Up.
Yep, MilwaukeeHipHopPopUp.com.
Thank you.
And phone number, once you put that in, my phone number pops up 414-750-1873, and it's located 2222 North 19th Street. I do ask that you RSVP me, like don't come to the door. I'm here, just give me like 24-hour notice or at least a couple hour notice. And then this week I'm open like after 1 until maybe 6 o'clock because of spring break. So I'm not on my other job, but just reach out, give me a call, and we'll go from there.
Indeed. Dan, one more time.
So this Thursday at the Black Poetry under women get in half off if she brings her lady friend. 2 of them get in for 10. And lady poets get in for 3 who happen to sign up for the open mic.
Oh, righty then. So y'all know I found this, right? Just saying. I found it. Let me find it real quick. Because just saying. Flip my afro. This is Eddie Murphy. How could it be, y'all? This is what I'm saying. It's like, how is it? Yeah. Hey, I wasn't gonna look. I just typed it in. So. That's him playing the piano.
Someone told me they saw you with another man. It's breaking my heart.
Mm-hmm.
This way.
Absolutely. This album is expensive. I just thought I'd tell y'all that outside. Just while y'all looking for it. It's not cheap. Don't look for it. It's Eddie Murphy. The whole album is like one of the top. Like it's literally it's an expense. Like why is it? Because it's so rare. All right then, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for being here.